Welcome to the Folly Show. This is episode 12. I'm going to be doing this show daily, every day except Sunday. Not doing it on Sunday. But I am scattershotting the internet with all of my content. And I'm doing a new thing right now that I'm working on. I have started a Patreon. I haven't put anything there. I haven't actually built anything there. I just downloaded the app and I have it saved in my browser, and I'm going to start working on it because I'm going to start posting life updates there if you actually care about my life. Most people probably don't care, but that's also where I'm going to be posting content like my music, like my art, and I've got a thing called Folly that I'm working on. It's an entire universe of lore that's kind of like Borderlands, but more spacey, and I want it to kind of extend out like Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer, where it's just got games and movies and music and TV shows that I'm not going to work on. I'm just going to build the lore. Maybe do some books. I might do books. I'm pretty good at writing, actually. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm pretty good at writing. Not the best. I'm not the best. I'm not Warhammer levels of writing. But I can get some stuff done. I can make some interesting stories. I've got a whole file cabinet over here, man. It is right over there. Just full of stuff that I can just post into my Patreon for everybody to look at. And I'll talk about it probably in the next episode or the episode after that, where you can go and join my Patreon and see what I got going over there. And I want to do more community-driven stuff. That's something that I kind of haven't been doing this entire journey that I've been on doing social media. By the way, I have links down there in the description if you want to go subscribe to my other channels. If you want to check out the other channels that I'm doing, I've got an extra channel where I just kind of post content that's not drama or news or anything like that. It's just cool stuff that I like to react to. I've got Folly Tracks, that's for like music reactions and stuff, and like music reviews, which I only react to music that I like. If I don't like a song, I'm not posting it. I've got my gaming channel down there. Wiki Wasteland, that's a new thing that I'm working on. So far, I've only got a Wyatt Earp series that I did, which is over now. But I'm gonna be doing more stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Grokkapedia just came out, so I might be switching over to Grokkapedia instead of Wikipedia. Also, I'm moving all of my content out to other platforms. I'm expanding my horizons. I've got a whole bunch of new baskets to put my eggs in. Like Odyssey, I'm already on Rumble, but I'm doing more stuff on Rumble. I'm actually trying to boost my Rumble channel up quite a bit, or my Rumble channels. No, I might add some more stuff. I've got X going. I've been more on X now than ever. So you can follow me over there. I got everything linked down there in the description. I think I got my link tree down there in the description. I need to work on that and add all the new stuff that I got there. All of my old stuff, I haven't moved away from things. All of my old stuff is still linked in the link tree. And I'm gonna be structuring Folly Show like it's more of a show. Instead of it just gonna be like Spitfire reactions, I'm still gonna do reactions. They're still all gonna be reactions, but it's gonna I'm gonna try and get it to like flow so it'll be watchable more for the whole show. And I'm still gonna be cutting the videos down and uploading those separate from the show if you just want to watch a few of the videos. I know I could just do the chapters, but I get more views apparently if I do it the other way, because some people don't want to go through the whole show or click on the whole show and have to click through the chapters. They'd rather just watch one video at a time, the one that interests them. But anyway, let's get into the show. Bunch of people are going to jail. She's going to jail, man. We need to start locking people up who are doing illegal shit and who are saying illegal shit. They gotta go. They gotta go. So let's get into it, man. Asmongold, what we got going on here?
Oh, this girl, I thought this shit was fucking funny. So this girl goes and gets mad, and she's trying to run and be involved in politics because...
Bro, why you gonna get mad on the internet? Don't get mad on the internet. It makes me mad whenever you get mad on the internet. Makes me mad on the internet. What the fuck are you doing?
She stood in front of an ICE car and she got arrested for it.
The indictment alleges that you and others, quote, surrounded a federal officer's vehicle, banged on its hood and windows.
I can fix her?
I'm not speaking to the specifics of anything that's in the indictment.
Of course she's not.
Here we go.
Right now, but like I said, I do plan on pleading not guilty,
Yeah.
and the evidence
How about that?
will
Good
come out
luck
in court, and I plan on winning.
Okay. Well, let's also
Well, everybody plans on winning.
watch the video of what happened that day.
Oh no. All right, let's watch the video. We're gonna find out right now.
Up with liberation! Up with liberation! Down, down with deportation!
Is that her?
Yep, that looked like her. Should have been wearing a mask.
Oh, I guess Emeru must have been in the crowd.
But when you see that, what do you think right now?
Tara, once again, this is my first time being federally indicted. Like I said,
Yeah.
I plan on pleading not guilty. The evidence will come out in court.
The evidence will come out in court. It's a video. Literally shows the video you getting in front of the truck.
And I plan on winning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
She just leaves.
Just really quickly, I did want to ask you about just the fact that, like,
She's gone. She roached out.
did she just sign off? Did she just leave the chat?
Yeah.
I'm so
Yep.
confused. I'm sorry.
Yeah, ho's mad. That's what happened, right? Is you call a Karen out and they get pissed off, bro. She thinks she's gonna run for Congress because she stood in front of a car? What the hell is wrong with these people? They so fucking stupid, it's embarrassing.
You know what the worst part is? A bunch of retards would probably vote for her just because she did something like that.
This might come as a shock, but, well,
Shock my dog, I can't
I'm
we
shocked.
do have an happy ending at least.
Yeah, shock my dog until she drops. 2,000 volts straight in her top.
Dude,
Oh, this
it comes out every time that these people, they follow Hassan. They follow people like Hassan. Some of them probably follow Destiny, but it's more likely that they follow Hassan or they are in that group, in that crowd. Like, come on, man. Speaking of Hassan, we got some updates about Hassan and probably the other LA streamers that are just fucking retarded, dude. I want to say that I can't stand these people, but they're so entertaining to laugh at because they're just like so stupid and it never stops. It never ends. Every day, bro. Like, what was it? Logan Paul? Was that a Logan Paul song? It's every day, bro. And why does my browser always do that?
Welcome back to a series so
I think it's a Wayland problem.
zappy. Even Pichu subscribed. In today's video, Hassan is now blaming white people for spreading the story about him shocking his dog. A clip is going viral of Hassan being extremely racist and yelling at a refugee for criticizing communism. He's now claiming that he always admits when he's wrong about a situation.
When? I've never seen it.
He's being called out at a Senate hearing for advocating political violence.
Oh,
Hassan
shit.
has
What?
responded, calling everyone grifters and saying he's too relevant to debate anyone on these topics. He's now blatantly lying, saying that he has not mentioned Asmongold in months now. Asmon has responded, completely debunking him. Leewig's girlfriend, Cutie, has responded to her community,
Did she cry? Did she cry? That's what I say every time. She cry?
trying to gaslight her into thinking that she's in the wrong for refusing to cut off the FaZe friends for making
Dude, she just can't shut the fuck. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. That's all you gotta do, and all of it stops. And people move on, and we don't have to include you in our drama slot videos.
racist or homophobic jokes. She's calling out Vanilla Mace's community, the friend who backstabbed her. She's saying her
Good.
mental is cooked from this situation. Classic experience with the Hassan Biker communities. Updates to the situation
That's how it is,
with
man.
streamer Nina Lynn, where she essayed multiple guys on stream. Twitch has responded.
Oh,
Subscribe or
shit.
you gotta dress up.
Dude, this might be one of the best episodes that we've seen in a long time from More Pegasus.
Up as Hassan Biker for Halloween. You're cooked.
Let's up those numbers!
The demons come out to play when it's Halloween time. Now Halloween's over. Now it's time to make fun of all these fucking freaks.
Now let's begin. So Hassan apparently zapped his dog and we had a ton of stuff go down. Right, so Hassan is now crashing out at his chat. Hassan claims people spreading the dog abuse story are acting in bad faith and says white people can't be that delusional.
Dude, how delusional is he? I've seen plenty of black people making fun of him for this.
I'm just here to make sure the dog's okay. Oh, thanks, man. I can't tell if there are actual people who like still believe that there is severe dog abuse happening, or they're just like, because I'm sure like in the first week, people got firmly invested in this narrative that I was like abusing my dog, but like there's 0%.
He doesn't get it. He does not get it. He doesn't get that we actually don't care. I mean, it sucks We do believe that he is an animal abuser. But, like, we don't care about this situation. The situations before that all happened with the terrorism support and glazing and being a terrorist apologist. Like, bro, all of the virtue signaling that led up to this, all of the calls for violence that led up to this is the head of the pimple. And it's oozing.
Chance the people who are still spamming it in the chat are like unironically.
You're obviously bothered by it. That's why people keep bringing it up.
Thinking that like there is dog happening, right? Like white people can't be that fucking delusional. There's got to be like bad faith at this point. I'm sure there are people are still trying to spread it. Yeah, they're just pushing it. It's joblessness for the most part.
Right. So apparently it's
The ultimate unemployed makes fun of the other ultimate unemployed. All right.
only white people that are mad at Hassan, right? Not just any normal, sane person who cares about dog abuse, regardless of their race, right? And of course, Hassan is going to do this. He's going to make every single thing about race, just like he makes shocking his dog about Israel-Palestine. Apparently, it's the far right.
Yep. Racist calls for racism all the time.
Right after him, it's Israel in his walls that is controlling his hand, making him zap his dog. Obviously, Kaya is an agent of Mossad. Also, what did I say? Schrodinger's Turk, back at it again. Color changing. Apparently, he's brown again. Buddy needs to change his name to Kecleon the Pokemon, because bro is flipping through every color like it's the rainbow. Also, he has the audacity to call people delusional for thinking that he mistreats his dog. Dude, there's multiple clips of you zapping your dog. You literally set up cage fights and enjoy seeing your dog in pain when she gets bit. You
Shit's
yanked
fucked
your
up, man.
previous dog's tail. Your previous dog had an open wound.
I mean, why wouldn't he lie about that? Why wouldn't he just keep perpetuating this and trying to put it in his audience's head that this whole thing is a lie when they're pieces of garbage too? I don't even think they believe him. I just think they don't care and they're in on the culture of it.
Supposedly from you misusing your prong collar, and I can go on and on and on. Just the amount of times you have mistreated your animals is insane. Also, I would like to point out again how in most of these new clips, the dog is no longer there, right? Because Buddy cannot use the Zapatron 9000 in front of his stream anymore because he's deathly terrified of being clipped again. People responded, why does he think it's just white people? Why does he have to even mention race in this? Because it's easy to get back to tribalism and he gets to play a race card. It's not a joke when people say it depends on what his goal is. If he wants to call white people a slur or talk about how they're bad in some way, he can do so and it's not problematic because he's white. However, if he can make himself a marginalized victim of racism, he's now a brown Muslim. It's genuine racial chameleonism.
Dude, I tried to explain this to somebody that was in my comments that was like, how could you be racist to white people if you were a white person? Like, how disingenuous, bro. If you don't see it, if you don't see what this guy does when he pretends that he's not white, that he's Turkish, whenever it is convenient for him, then, dude, you're absolutely fucking brain dead. Or you're just a liar and piece of garbage, and it's probably both.
Actually, I call it Kecleonism. Pandering to his racist, low IQ audience, the sort of view all of them have. Anyways, Hassan is going viral again for being extremely explicitly racist. Now, I really don't know how the Hassan Defense Squad is going to handle this one.
Hassan gets mad at a Vietnamese refugee and yells at her to go back to where she came from.
Damn. Damn. He's not just racist toward white people and Jews. He's racist toward Asian people, too. Unless they're Chinese, or really probably just the Chinese government. He probably doesn't like Chinese people either.
Okay, let's hear it.
Wait a second. Quick note for YouTube. The following clip contains racist language I do not support. Nope. I'm showing it for the purpose of criticism and education, to call it out and explain why it's harmful.
As Vietnamese refugee, we have...
Yeah, you hear that, YouTube? Don't give me another strike for something that Hassan Piker said.
endure suffering under the communist regime, and we believe that...
Okay.
He's gonna go and defend communism. How about that?
You, dude. I mean, seriously, you, old lady.
Why are you getting offended? She's saying that communism is... Everybody knows this.
Shut the fuck up, you stupid...
It's like you would think that they insulted, like, his mother or something.
Stupid fucking idiotic old lady.
Yes.
With your
Idiot.
stupid flipping gamer headset. Who is...
Gamer headset.
Flipping you harder. America or flipping Ho Chi Minh. Suck my dick, old lady. God damn, dude. Yo, fuck this refugee, okay? Seriously.
She's South Vietnamese, which is an ally of the U.S. during the Vietnam.
We only like refugees when it's the refugees that agree with my politics. It's only refugees of people who are part of terrorism.
War. He hates the U.S., so she is his enemy.
Yo, flipping this refugee, okay? Seriously. Flipping this South Vietnamese mother flipping whatever, like Christian supremacist psychotic flipping
What the hell are you talking about?
refugee living in America now and able to talk that shit. Why don't you go back and live in South Vietnam in the same conditions? If that's your
Well, why would she want to do that? I mean, so if she doesn't like...
She moved here so she can get away from all of that, and all of that has followed her. We're getting more and more communism here, and she's like, hey guys, we need to get rid of this stuff. This is communism. Same thing with Lily Tang. Same thing.
Like communism, she should go back to a country? Wait, so if she likes capitalism and she likes the U.S., she should have to go back to... I don't even understand the logic here. It doesn't even make sense.
Nothing that Hassan says makes sense, except for the fact that he's racist.
be careful. No, I fucking hate these people, dude.
Yeah, we know.
Oh my god.
He hates anybody that's not him.
Isn't it crazy? The biggest supporters of communism are the people that have never lived under it. The biggest supporters of communism are the biggest beneficiaries of capitalism.
And I don't care. I live on a basic necessity budget for the most part anyway, okay?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the heck even was that? Bro just could not hide it. He was just explicitly racist there. And the funniest thing about this is what triggered it was not something incredibly shocking. It was her mentioning communism in a bad light. Bro got personally offended.
That was
Somebody
it.
talked bad about communism as if they attacked something deep in his soul, as if they attacked his own mother. He's like, how dare you say that, right? And that just kind of shows what kind of person he is. This guy is supposed to be American, by the way. That's crazy. That's diabolical.
I think we should deport him.
Also, I just love this dude. It's every single time the wokest people turn out to be the most racist people. He's out here calling other people racist all the time, right? While simultaneously saying, go back to your country, to refugees he doesn't like.
Yeah, it's all projection. Every single time with the woke fucking people who say that we're the Nazis are the ones who are actually the Nazis.
Because they criticized communism. I mean, oh my god, that is such a crazy admission right there. And I guess that's just another Hassan Piker classic to add to the collection.
You fucking moron! You racist piece of shit!
Oh, interesting, Hassan. Ethan is actually the racist one, not you.
Yep.
Interesting. I haven't seen Hassan this mad since 49 minutes ago. The people claiming to be anti-racist are the first to start throwing slurs the moment you disagree with them. It's every—
Dude, the amount of times that I see leftist freaks being arrested and calling the police the N-word is insane.
Every single time. I don't know how this is like an actual like a law of the universe or something. When people pretend to put on this like good persona, like they want to show everybody they're the most moral and least racist human beings on the planet.
Yeah, the good people aren't good people. It's an act. It's all an act. Especially the people there in LA, where there are the most actors in the world. And that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to be celebrities. But man, they ain't no celebrities. They're wannabe celebrities, but they're still Hollywood freaks.
Always, you can find clips of them just being the most horrible people. Vietnamese lady hates communism, flees the communist country. Hassan hates capitalism, stays in the capitalist country. I wonder why, guys. I wonder why. Maybe because the capitalist country made him a multi-millionaire who can literally say fucking anything on stream and borderline violate the law and just not face any consequences. It's especially effed up when you consider that people from South Vietnam and Laos suffered like a freaking lot. Hassan in his luxury home, eating luxury food, making luxury money, will never know an ounce of the pain refugees from this country faced. Disgusting. I hate these people who come from communism and don't like communism. You'd think they'd know something about it. I haven't seen Hassan this man since he got caught his dog. I live on a basic necessity budget, of course, guys. A $3 million mansion is just a basic necessity expense. My Gucci shirts, basic necessity. My supercar, basic necessity, of course. I can't live without it. I need my basic necessity shock collar. Dude, he's genuinely losing it. Like, his sanity is actually slipping. Like, every day he's descending into madness. Hassan fans, it's not racist when Hassan says it.
Actually, I disagree. I think he was already completely batshit insane. It's just showing more and more because the mask has slipped.
Dude, I don't know what level of mental gymnastics you have to do to sort of let this slide, right? If you're part of Hassan's...
Yeah, whenever you spend your entire life, your entire career lying to everybody, misconstruing things and manipulating, it's hard to keep up, man.
Community, and you're this like overly woke person, you have your radars on for any type of racism everywhere. How do you let this slide? I just don't understand, man. There is no other explanation other than the fact that they're actually in a cult or like an echo chamber. By the way, if you wanted to watch the clip, sorry, you can. LSF mods, this post has been removed by the moderators of r/livestream.
Of course,
fail.
every
what the
time.
heck is wrong with you? And the reason is old news. This is not old news. This is literally a new clip that is surfacing of Hassan. Like, just say you want to defend and glaze Hassan. It's actually crazy. Half the time I find a clip in the video, and by the time I get to recording it,
I think that Hassan probably pays these people. Either that or they're just like absolutely fart sniffing, glazing losers.
It's like already removed by these guys. They're insufferable, man. They're a bunch of Hassan mods. It's crazy. It's crazy how his racism is just out in the open. What have I been saying all this time?
Yeah,
oh my
right,
God. Like, it's
right.
like people are just catching up now. It's crazy. Clearly, some people need to watch the series. Right, so Ethan calls out Hassan for the 2 clips that went viral. He says, dude, Hassan and his audience are just straight up racist. I don't even know how else to say it. This type of behavior they accept and applaud is as racist as any right-wing circle. How many times...
As racist, try more. Like... the right-wing circles that I'm in aren't racist at all. I mean, we don't like certain groups of people within a race, but I'm telling you, so there's a difference between me being at a gas station and a group of black dudes with ski masks and hoodies walking into the gas station behind me, or a group of black dudes with like Naruto shirts. Like, what? I'm not gonna be afraid of the black dudes with the Naruto shirts.
And we've seen him going full-blown racist when a marginalized group disagrees with him. Oh, that's the thing. He doesn't consider them people. If you disagree with Hassan Piker, you are not a person. Okay, you are literally a subhuman who deserves to be ridiculed and made fun of constantly. And essentially, you're just allowed to be racist to these people, slander them, because it's justified under the broader context of Hassan Piker's utopia of a world, right? And he does this to women as well. The second, like, a woman disagrees with them, oh, you're no longer an ally to women. If you're a rich woman from a college campus, it's okay for you to literally get essayed, and he's fine with it, right? And it's just disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting behavior. Didn't Hassan also ban a black guy in his chat a couple weeks ago for disagreeing with him? He seems to view minorities as tools he can use to virtue signal, and then gets mad when they get their own opinions. I mean, how many groups of people has he been racist to at this point? It's like, I mean, Jews,
all
white
of them.
people, black people, now
Anybody that's not a terrorist. If you're a terrorist in his book, then that doesn't count as a race. That's outside of race. He likes those people.
Vietnamese people. It's just like the list keeps on going and going and going. Right, so then a chatter calls out Hassan for never admitting any wrongdoing.
Like, he doesn't, he loves Palestinians, but if a Palestinian is anti-Hamas, then he hates those people because they're a traitor. That's how that goes. That's why he didn't talk about Hamas killing all of the Palestinians that were being brought back into fucking Gaza.
Is constantly doubling down no matter the situation. Hassan says he admits to being wrong all the time. Cappuccino, that's a cappuccino, big chungus deluxe.
Yeah, dude, I've been watching this dude. Somebody would have come out and clipped when he was like actually sorry for being wrong and taking accountability for shit. No, he wiggles his way around to figure out a way that he can still look like he's right to his fucking degenerate, dumbass, low IQ audience.
The left admit when they're wrong too, and you're not it, dude. Admit to being wrong. Once in a while, it will help you. I do, but the very fact that you don't see that means that it doesn't matter. Ironically enough, I do it all the time, and I will continue to do it.
Give an example. Give me an example.
Whenever I'm wrong on shit. I think what you want to hear is me doing that every day, I guess, or me doing that for shit that I'm not wrong about.
Of course, guys, I do it all the time. I always admit I'm wrong.
Yeah, let's see
Did
it.
you shock your dog?
Let's see the clips. I never even see the Glazers posting clips about him. And I see the Glazer clips all the time to counteract the anti-Hassan clips.
Dog is no, guys. It's an Israel conspiracy, obviously. Buddy, like, how can you be this much of a hypocrite? This guy has to be like an anime supervillain or something. He's actually just a narcissist on every single level, and if he ever does admit wrongdoing, right, it's about the most insignificant shit.
It helps him out quite a lot. I mean, he's gonna be miserable, and his life is gonna suck, but at least he's gonna be living in luxury, right?
That doesn't matter, or it's twisted in a way where he lies about the situation, right? So he probably thinks that he admitted to wrongdoing about the color situation, because he actually did say, oh, I should have checked on my dog when she yelped, but he also said that her Duke Law got stuck. So he basically is saying that I should have checked.
Yeah, and then he came up with 5 other stories, 10 other stories. I don't even know how many. He just changed the story every single day.
On my dog when her Duke Law got stuck, right? Purposely mixing in a lie into your apology to make it seem like you didn't actually do the wrong thing in the first place, right? So I feel like that doesn't count. That is not admitting wrongdoing, because you didn't even admit what you actually did. You apologized for something that didn't even happen. He's talking to his chatters, the viewers of his stream, and saying he apologizes all the time. Wouldn't his chatters know if that were the case? They would be the ones who would see that, but they don't, because he doesn't. Another 40-month chatter gets completely gaslit. I wonder what the lack of dogs in the background is an admission to. I wonder, guys, it just so happens that the second he can't shock his dog, it's wandering all over the house. Will he admit to being wrong about never admitting to being wrong? I wonder. Moving on to Hassan getting mentioned at a Senate hearing. Michael Knowles brought up Hassan Piker's name at the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee hearing. Right, so context, this is about the Charlie Kirk assassination, and basically Hassan obviously promotes political violence and radicalizes his audience into terrorism.
But are we going to show the clip of him singing Bella Ciao while Charlie Kirk's image is up on screen right after he died? I think it was literally either the day of or the day after. We're going to show that one? That was fucking insane.
That's why he's being...
That's the Antifa theme song, basically.
Brought up here. Now, I don't know much about this particular guy. He looks like another right-wing commentator, Charlie Kirk.
I don't think we're going to show it, so I'm going to look for it. Oh, well, I was close. It wasn't a picture of Charlie Kirk. It was just, you know, the bullets that were depicted on at the scene, you know.
Turkey's in a pain to protect the flotilla. Erdogan probably watched your stream yesterday. Yeah, he listens to me, dude.
Fucking insane. Fucking insane. We know what's going on here, man. We know what you're doing here. Oh, I was just singing it because I saw it and it popped into my head and I like that song. It's the Antifa fucking terrorism anthem. Bella Ciao is an Italian folk song that has become a globally recognized anthem of resistance and freedom, particularly associated with anti-fascist Antifa and anti-Nazi movements. The title translates to Goodbye Beautiful, or Hello Beautiful in Italian, with the phrase symbolizing a farewell to a world of oppression and a hope for liberation. How about that? Huh? How about that? That's fucking insane.
Type person, but obviously, as usual, we're ignoring the politics of the situation, focusing on Hassan being crazy.
Certain type of left-wing ideology, the belief that ideas don't really matter and that we're really just warring groups that must clobber each other over the head, which is why you're seeing the increased violence there. I think you saw this not only in the horrific assassination of Charlie, but in the reactions that came afterward.
True. Lock them up. Lock them the fuck up. If they are saying violent things and cheering on the death of people, lock them the fuck up. Every single one of them. I don't care if the prisons are too full. Fuck them.
As the scene was unfolding, a Democrat analyst, Matthew Dowd, on MSNBC, the left-wing cable outlet, blamed Charlie Kirk. He said, quote, hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. The New York Times reacted by publishing the assassination-related musings of Hassan Piker, a prominent left-wing streamer who has suggested the assassination of Senator Tom Cotton and who has said, quote, of conservatives, kill those mother effers, murder those mother effers in the street, let the streets soak their effing red capitalist blood. I could go on and on with the reactions. We all saw it, and they're reflected in other public opinion surveys relating to approval of violence. So
I don't think anybody else, except for me, noticed the Bella Ciao thing. You're welcome for me posting that, because I'd never see anybody talk about that one, and I think that one's the worst one. Well, Antifa's just an idea. Not a terrorist group. No, it's a fucking terrorist group, dude.
It would appear that this is not merely a matter of some fringe actors, some extremists who simply have an emotional problem, as has been suggested here today. This would seem to be clearly an ideological issue at every level of the American left.
Yeah, that's just not looking good when you're mentioned in a situation like this, right? Yet Hassan will still claim that he's actually good PR, right? Meanwhile, he's absolutely tanking the reputation of Twitch and anyone associated with him at all, getting mentioned at Senate hearings.
You know, Twitch likes this shit. Twitch wants violence to happen. That's why they were selling knives at TwitchCon, because they were hoping that a violent freak would start killing somebody.
The vice president of the United States was
I'm not mad, by the way. I'm just frustrated. Fuck these people, dude.
calling him out just last video as well.
Hassan Piker, no electrocution of dogs here.
And the Congress
That's
thing is
so
still going
crazy.
to happen as well, where he's going to get
Oh, it's gonna get worse. Oh, it's gonna get so much worse. Could you imagine if they actually did lock up Hassan, how many people would fucking crash out over that?
grilled and cooked. Well, at least Twitch CEO Dan Clancy is going to get cooked, and then Hassan is going to be brought up. So he's just one step closer to getting cooked every single day. If Hassan had any self-respect, he would self-deport and go into exile. Right, so Hassan responded, reveals that Michael Knowles tried to fill in for Charlie Kirk.
Times reacted by publishing the assassination-related musings of Hassan Piker, a prominent left-wing streamer.
Yeah, except I was about to fucking debate Charlie, and he can't find anything that I've said about Charlie that's even remotely violent.
I showed you. I showed you. Go ahead, man. Let's play that fucking game. We'll go back to this. Oh, I didn't say anything violent. I was just singing a song. Go fuck yourself, dude. We can read between the lines. We're not fucking stupid.
You want to hear something even more ironic? Michael Knowles, just like all these other fucking Republican charlatans, actually immediately tried to...
What's a charlatan? What is a charlatan? He's used that word multiple times. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's literally what Hassan Piker is. It's projection every time with these fucking people, dude. Holy shit. A charlatan. One who pretends to knowledge, skill, importance, etc., which he does not possess. A pretender. A quack. I don't know what this word... Mountebank or mountebank or empiric. Synonyms: imposter, cheat, pretender. How about that? I don't think he even knows what a charlatan is. I think he probably just heard it from somebody else.
Take over Charlie's position in Dartmouth. Did you know that? Yeah, I'll tell you. He was like, oh.
I just saw something crazy on X. I'll get to it in a minute. I'll go ahead and show it in this video because it's short, but it has nothing to do with the sun thing, but kind of still something to do with it. It's just more people lying.
Oh, I'll debate him in Charlie's place. Yeah, sharks. Fucking sharks. It was supposed to be Ben Shapiro.
He's not gonna debate him.
And then
he's not gonna debate him.
Michael Knowles was the replacement, and Megyn Kelly. Yeah, bunch of vultures. And then he has the audacity to bring my name up in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination. Interesting. Yeah, I said no to the Michael Knowles thing because I was like, he's fucking no motion. I don't give a shit about duking it out with Michael Knowles. I'll do it for Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro said no. And then Michael Knowles was like, I'll take his place. I said no. I was like, I don't want to fucking debate the fourth most relevant fucking Daily Wire guy. Ben Shapiro himself is not even relevant.
Bro, I think that Michael Knowles is at least the coolest out of all of them.
The only reason why I would have done the Ben Shapiro thing is at least because of all of the previous,
By the way, Michael Knowles had a direct line of communication with Norm, possibly the man, I can't talk right now. Funniest man alive.
Previous years of Ben Shapiro's work that at least would make that moment.
I say alive, he's not alive anymore. Ever, when he was alive.
More important.
Right.
See what I mean? I can't talk.
So, dude, this guy really thinks he's on top of the world. Bro is just so relevant that he's too cool to actually debate anybody. Meanwhile, he literally lost.
I think it's probably because he's gonna make him look. I think it's probably gonna be because he's gonna make himself look like a fool in front of the entire country, and he doesn't want that. He's got to stick with his terrorist supporting audience.
Debate to slop tubers. He could not beat Willie Mackshow in a debate, right? He could not beat Ethan Klein in a debate, and somehow thinks that he's too good for these other people, right? You could not beat a pre-recorded video. How about you play my series in front of your audience, and let's see how you do. Let's see you actually fight back against facts and evidence and your literal own clips played back to you. I imagine.
Speaking of facts and evidence, oh, don't forget about the Bella Ciao thing. That shit's fucking disgusting. Got this clip. Corinne Jean-Pierre. One of the craziest things that I've seen. Why are we always right? Why are we always right about these things? This is nuts.
When you use the term cheap fakes, was that choice of words in the moment, or was that something that had been prepared ahead of time as a talking point?
It was prepared.
You don't say.
Or did anyone ever verify if the videos you were talking about were in fact cheap fakes?
I believe so.
What is a cheap fake? I really don't know.
It was something that we did not coin. It was something that the media coined. They did the work.
Right.
They did the legwork on coming up with that terminology.
No, the media. Not the media. They're actually the ones who are planning all of this. I kind of think so. I think they all are just like collectively talking to each other. There's probably somebody at the top that's behind the scenes that's just controlling all of them. And most likely, it's the international investors.
And so we were just elevating essentially what the media was saying, what the press was saying.
But do you know what it is?
I mean, it basically is laid out with how you defined it with what President Biden was actually doing, and it took away from what he was actually doing or created an illusion of something that just did not exist.
Were all clips circulated on social media or otherwise showing President
Cheap fakes is such a lame word that it was so obvious that somebody just made it up and was trying to push it out there.
Biden being confused or freezing at times? Were those all fakes?
I can't speak to everything that was on social media.
Sure, but there were instances where videos were circulated of President Biden appearing confused or freezing for a moment that were real, correct?
Not that I recall. What
Not
we
that
were
I
trying
recall.
to lift up was
I don't think she actually knew anything. I think she was just saying all of the words that she was being fed.
something that was very, very clear that what they were showing was not actually what was happening.
Yep, bullshit. Bullshit. And you lied about everything to do with the first part, so why wouldn't you lie about the second part too? Liars be liars, even when they tell the truth. This is the kind of people that we're dealing with, man.
If he ever does that, which probably will never happen, he's probably going to give those 9 hours of context, just like when he was watching Ethan Klein's content nuke video and he talked for 9 hours. So you basically forget what Ethan even said, right? And he fills in the context here or whatever. Just the most disgusting manipulative tactics every time. Now, he also called this guy a shark or whatever. I don't know much about him other than this, but based on this situation, so from what I understand, this guy wanted to put himself in danger and take Charlie Kirk's place in the debate, right? To support his friend after he was assassinated. So how is that being a shark? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Maybe to Hassan, it looks like that because that's how he thinks. He's like, oh, this guy's grasping for views and attention or whatever. But it seems like the guy's just supporting his friend. In fact, he's putting himself in harm's way, right? Because why would
Oh, man, the irony. The irony saying that somebody else is just grasping for views.
you take up the place of the guy who just got assassinated, because then you're next in line, right? That is the maximum danger position right after.
Oh, that's definitely what he's implying, and what he's been implying, and what he's going to imply even more. That mask is going to slip as well.
Somebody got assassinated. And if you remember, what Hassan actually did in response to the situation was take every single opportunity to justify Charlie Kirk's death, implying that he deserved it.
He has played a formative role in his own demise by playing a part in a media landscape, in a media environment that normalizes this death and destruction.
Because of some things that he said, and the things that he said were completely made up by Hassan anyways, right? He didn't even use his actual quotes. So this is just a disgusting freak. Hassan doesn't want to debate anyone because he sucks at debates, let's be honest. His extent of debating is screaming at the other person, calling them
I've seen
racist,
his debates.
which ironically should be done to him, considering he is the actual racist. Proven now. Anyways, then Hassan said that he has not mentioned Asmongold in the past months. And
This shit's
that is
retarded,
obviously
man.
incorrect, even if you just watch my videos, right? So Asmon responded.
And Hassan says he hasn't mentioned Asmongold in the past few months. What is this here? He's getting
not
mad.
really talked about Asmongold, despite the fact that he's the largest
Not
political
really.
content creator.
No, I've talked about Asmongold, just not really. It's all that wink, wink, nudge, nudge bullshit. It's like, no, I told the truth, but we can see that the truth is not entirely the truth.
On this platform for the
It's a
past couple of
manipulation.
months. In the process of me not talking about
It's like literally everything he says.
Asmongold, I'm willing to bet that he has done at least 1, if not 3 videos a week about me.
Lolcow, English etymology from LOL plus
All right.
suggesting somebody who can be milked for laughs.
He's talked about you almost every stream this year.
Asmongold, like Asmongold or whatever. And I was watching Asmongold. You know, Asmongold is Asmon said police why people actually hate Asmongold violence, and he used a clip from Asmon when he half sourced it for this is Asmongold.
No, he meant that he hasn't made a video about Hassan Piker. Mentioning him, that's different.
This is for Asmongold. We're gated into fucking oblivion by Asmongold. Well, they watch Asmongold every.
Oh man, that's amazing.
I have not really talked about.
Dude, he doesn't even realize that he's the lol cow. He's the biggest lol cow. Biggest left-wing lol cow.
Asmongold for the past couple of months.
Kaya missing, red alert, Zapatron 9000 activated, lock down the perimeter. No, but honestly, this guy's
He's probably using her as a battery to power his home.
actually just tiring me out, bro. Like, why would you lie about something that is so easily provable? Something that is recorded in 4K. I mean, why? Like, he just knows his audience is so dumb that they won't even bother to check, and they just don't care. I mean, you guys obviously knew this was complete bullshit.
Yeah, even if you show them that the thing that they're saying, the thing that he's saying is untrue, they're just like, well, I mean, I don't really care. It's not that big a deal.
Because just from watching my videos, you would know that Hassan...
I know this because I get a whole bunch of Hassan Dick Riders in my comments constantly. That's most of the comments that I get, actually. Not here recently. Here recently, I've been getting a lot of new viewers. My new viewership percentage is, like, skyrocketed.
Talks about Asmongold all the time, and to claim that he hasn't talked about him for months is just an outright lie, right? He loves to pretend it's like this one-sided beef and that he's never mentioned any of these people or whatever, and they're just schizo and they're going after him. But the thing is, he's constantly feeding it. Every single day, he mentions his ops, whether it be Asmongold, Ethan, Sloptuber's Destiny. He just cannot stop, all right? He just cannot stop. And honestly, I want to hate him, but I can't. It's infinite content for me. This guy's making me rich. Thank
Yeah, that's why he is a comic book supervillain. We can just keep milking it and laughing at him.
you, Hassan. Asmon took time off streaming for his sick dad, and Hassan was still
It's like watching Batman beat the Joker over and over again. You know he's gonna beat the Joker, but you still are interested in the story anyway.
Talking about him. Yes, we specifically had an episode about that as well, where Asmon wasn't even present, and Hassan is still talking about him. As I've said all this time, if Hassan just stopped messing up, I would have no content. I would have nobody to talk about. All these people in my videos, they're like, oh my god, you guys are mentioning me and stuff like that. You're putting yourselves in this situation. You realize, as a commentary channel, I have to talk about the new news, right? Emphasis on the new stuff that's happened, the new stuff currently going viral and stuff like that, right? So if you don't just mention anything, you would not be in the news. But clearly he loves it. He loves it because he's a narcissist. JD Van...
Yeah, which I'm completely fine with it. Like, he's gonna keep growing and growing on Twitch, but the people that that are really his viewers, he thinks his viewers are the people that glaze him in his chat. But that's minuscule that's minute compared to the amount of people outside of that realm that watch him. We are his audience.
Mention Hassan. Hassan was mentioned in Congress. Can't wait for Trump to mention him. He could do the funniest thing and just arrest him. That would be cinema. That would be okay. Based on a law that he actually violated, I would say advocating murder is an arrestable offense. But yeah, right. So remember last time how Hassan was bragging about his degree in political science and saying that he's the only one qualified enough to talk about these topics. People have responded. Lonerbox cracks up at Hassan thinking a double major in poli science from a state school means anything.
Bro, like, he can't be serious with that one. He really cannot be serious. You can't be that dumb to not know that is, like, nobody likes that shit.
I'm one of the very few people on the internet that quite literally does have the proper accreditation for it. I literally went to college. Okay, I double major graduated with poli-sci and comms degrees. So
poli-sci, man, it's. I hope you guys understand. I don't think I even need to explain how desperately insecure a motherfucker has to be to say something like that. You understand how freakishly insecure you would have to be to say to come up with a sentence like that. I'm the
I fucking love it. I fucking love it, man. Biggest lol cow on the planet.
Qualified one because I got a poli-sci
just
degree,
getting milked
like 10 years ago, bro.
Okay, get it right. It was actually a double major in political science and communications. Both
like, what a loser, man. Like, you couldn't actually do anything useful.
Which Hassan is very proficient in, obviously.
Yeah, the thing that he could be doing that everybody else is doing without all that shit, he's got it. If he's so smart at political science, why isn't he a politician? Why isn't he a big-time journalist? Why isn't that a thing?
Communication expertise by pressing the fucking zap button. He really communicates a lot to Kaya through that, you know? Dude, Hassan is gonna be that old man at like 70 years old going, well, did you know I'm actually quite qualified in politics, guys? I got a degree 50 years ago. Actually, a double major, political science and communications. What do you have, actually? He's gonna be streaming to his one remaining viewer, Kayla Lorenz, obviously, and she's watching from the other room, of course, because they're living together. What's funny is I have a political science degree, and you can tell Hassan's just bullshit. He's never worked in a political campaign, so he never took practical politics, and he can't do statistics or modeling, so he didn't take
There's one thing to be like looking at a piece of paper and writing stuff down and like reading books and actually going out and doing the work. Because let me tell you, a college kid coming out of college that goes out and does that kind of work, doesn't matter how good you are. You don't know what's going on. You might be smart about the politics of everything, but how the systems work and how to be in that environment, he has no fucking clue. All those people suck at that point. You get better with experience, and he's never experienced it. He's just experienced in sitting in a room and bullshitting.
Politics. I seriously doubt he even did Southern politics. Are you really talking to Hassan about statistics? Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Dude, how does Hassan know less about all this shit than I do? And I'm a fucking idiot. It's like, I don't know anything. So anything that I say, I take with a grain of salt because I'm fucking stupid. But Hassan is like outright telling you shit that is completely stupid even to me and wrong. And he's like, no, guys, I am the smartest man alive.
Oh, that's not in his dictionary. He does not know that word even exists. Yeah, guys, I can run a 5-star restaurant because I was the greatest McDonald's burger flipper in my district. Hassan has a PhD in animal abuse, which means you are bad to pets. No one can talk about music except me because I took a studio recording class in community college in 2008. Poli-science degrees means that you're more qualified for a Starbucks job. Right, now remember how Hassan was crying about being isolated in streaming and his friends are not supporting him publicly and he's crying about them not defending him?
They do that.
I wonder why that is.
That I am isolated in general, because they realize that if I'm not isolated and I have normal relationships with these other communities, then their fan bases will be much more charitable to my worldview, and God forbid, maybe even change their perspective.
Well, as been responding,
yeah, change their perspective to terrorist support.
calling him out. Aswin explains why Hassan is likely
Or
being
outright terrorism,
isolated.
apparently.
I don't let anybody have to tank any of my, like, you can ask any friend of mine ever, like, have I ever asked for any support on any issue ever for anything? And the answer is never. Never, not even once. Yeah, you're getting isolated because people think that the viewpoints are problematic. It's actually pretty simple. Like, there's not.
Yeah, I don't collab with anybody. Fuck them all. I tried right there at the beginning. I tried to start my channel and have other people on. Did not work, man. They could not stick to it, and I wanted somebody that would actually work with me. So I do everything myself. Nobody's helped me. I haven't asked for help anymore. Right there at the beginning, I asked for help because I didn't know what I was doing. But now I'm like so far ahead of anybody that I would invite on, like, that doesn't know what they're doing. Not saying that I'm good at it or anything. It's just compared to somebody who's not doing stuff like this, who wasn't into technology and stuff like that beforehand, like, they don't know what they're doing, so they're not going to help. So I got to get on people who actually do know what they're doing with, like, YouTube and social media and stuff, and running a computer with multiple monitors and OBS, video editing and all that. But I haven't found that yet.
A whole lot to it with this is pretty.
And I don't even care what their viewpoints are. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. Well, I'm not trying to change anybody's mind by making them like me. I'm trying to change people's mind and be like, hey, this Jesus Christ guy, he loves you, man. He's waiting for you. Everybody, every single person in the world. And he wants a relationship with you.
Pretty fucking obvious, right? I mean, like, people, like
if you're depressed or something, you know, you're laying in bed one night and you're not feeling good, just be like, you know what? This Jesus guy, this Fables Folly, told me to think about one time. I wonder about him. And right there, boom. You'll see immediate change.
It's the same as, like, me. Like, I mean, Hassan and I have extreme viewpoints on things. We do. We have extreme viewpoints. And a lot of people don't want to involve a brand that they've built up on the internet with extreme viewpoints. That's it. It's literally that simple. Because, like, if you bring somebody like me or somebody like Hassan on your platform, you are, even if you don't take a side, there's enough people on the internet that are radicalized enough to think that you are. And that's the reason why, you know, he doesn't get invited to stuff. That's the reason why I don't get invited to stuff. It's because we say crazy shit. And that's the cost. And again, it's not like I'm going to stop saying it, but that's just what's going to happen. So now everyone hates him because he abused his dog. Well, I mean, remember the Trash Taste thing happened before, and, like, Trash Taste even came out and, like, roached out on Hassan too, even though he's personal friends with a number of them. And the reason why is because at the end of the day, it's a business. And I say this all the time. It's a business first and friendship second.
Dude, Hassan is actually so selfish that he legitimately just wants everyone to die on the sword for him, right? He can't comprehend why his so-called streamer friend group refuses to support him. Number one, they probably don't like you. Like Ludwig said, they're not going to go to your funeral or anything like that.
I bet they're taking money all from the same source. Well, I mean, they're all taking money from Twitch, but, like, I think they're all taking money from some funny organizations behind the scenes, and they are too far gone that they can't get out of it.
That. Number two, they probably think you shocked your dog and you fucked up, so they don't want to defend that. Number three, even if they
remember that Jean-Pierre clip that I just showed, where the media was, like, all, you know, coming together to say some bullshit. You know, they coined a term. Well, that's probably what's going on with Twitch and these people at the top. And, like, you kind of have to say what they want you to say, or they'll destroy you.
Like you, and they're delusional enough to think that you didn't shock your dog. They don't want to tank their own careers by going out of their way and defending you. Spoiler alert, you're an open terrorist supporter. It's just not good PR to be associated with Hassan. Your friends will literally have to run away from you anytime they're doing, like, a sponsored event because you're that bad PR that nobody wants to be associated with you. Moving on to QT Cinderella talking about her drama with Vanilla Mace.
Oh, here we go.
Basically, her friend Vanilla threw
her friend, they're not friends. They work in the same space on Twitch. They're just collaborating.
under the bus after she read a bunch of Twitter or Reddit opinions on how QT is a bad person because she didn't like disown her dad for making like a transphobic comment allegedly, right? And didn't stop hanging out with the FaZe guys because they made like a homophobic or racist comment or whatever, which I looked at the evidence of the homophobic clip. It was literally them just acting like women, making fun of them or whatever.
Yeah, whoever looked at this and if they were making fun of women and were like, oh, they're being homophobic, you are the homophobe because they're acting like women. They're misogynist, not homophobes. Get it right.
That's not homophobic. It's an impression. It's a joke. And you can see that she's actually so scared. QT talks Vanilla Mace drama. I've seen a lot of Vanilla Mace members attack me. Somebody wrote in her chat, I'm sorry, but the fact that I'm seeing multiple FaZe members attack and make fun of Vanilla because of this is truly disgusting. If Vanilla is
Asmongold's right. You're gonna have to admit Asmongold's right. I think there's gonna be a fucking reckoning with some of these people. I think she's even like, probably her and Ludwig are broken about this. Like, Ludwig's kind of got his own opinions where he wants to stay in it, and QT Cinderella's starting to realize like, oh shit, these people are fucking insane. What am I doing? Why am I doing all of this stuff and crying on camera and making a fake apology to nobody for something that I'm not gonna change? Like, why am I doing all this?
Truly your friend, or was, I would hope that you would tell them to stop. So you want QT to defend her after she literally backstabbed her, right?
They're not gonna listen to a woman. Obviously, you saw that they're misogynists.
And also, of course the FaZe guys are making fun of Vanilla. She's implying that they're like racist, homophobic, and shit like that. And these people are basically slandering them. Of course they're gonna respond.
Seeing multiple FaZe members attack Vanilla. Yes, I've also seen a lot of Vanilla Mace members attack me. Please go to her Reddit and read the comments.
Why? Why do you do this? You just can't help yourself? Why do you read that chat? Like, is this not just supposed to be a good time? Get out of the chat. Fuck the chat, man.
Like, you can check my Reddit and see if there's any attacks on her. There's not. You can check my Discord and see if any of my fans are attacking her. They are not. Anything I can control.
And by the way, when they're talking about attacks, they're talking about people making fun of her. That's what this person's talking about.
There are no attacks happening. Unfortunately, it got out of sight of both of our bubbles. I'd like to make that very clear. Mods, I don't want to get baited into anything.
They say bubbles all the time. They think they're in a bubble, and like people that are outside looking in are outside of their bubble, and it's just like, there's no fucking bubble. This is social media, bro. Welcome to the fucking internet. It's not just you and your people here. It's everybody. We're all watching.
So I
Scary,
need you to
ain't
go
it?
a little faster with timeouts. No one that watches me, I don't want any of you attacking anybody. I've said that loud and clear from day one. So I can say it loud and clear again, but I will just keep saying that.
Yeah.
And my mods have also been doing that. There's no one in my chat that is talking shit on anybody, or they are getting banned. That's how I've always done stuff. It's how we're gonna keep doing stuff.
Okay, lots to go through there. Honestly, respect to QT for actually controlling her chat and stuff.
Right?
Way better than people like Hassan, of course, who just
Yeah, why you gotta read that though?
let their rabid communities harass everybody. And I just think it's crazy. People are harassing her for this.
Yeah, she's doing the Asmongold thing now, where Asmongold sees something that's just outright fucking insane, and he's like, no, fuck, ban that person. No, get that shit out of here.
A common sense take, a common sense opinion that you can't just remove every single person from your life who says the slightest thing or makes a random joke. And that's not how real life works, right? And FaZe didn't even make a homophobic joke, as we pointed out. And
Oh man, I so bad. Like, QT Cinderella has the most potential to be the woman version of I almost said Hassan. Fucking Asmongold. I wish their names didn't have the AS in the middle. You know what I mean.
I was on her side in this entire situation. I was defending her from these rabid Hassan Piker fans trying to cancel her on Twitter for this, and the adjacent community is trying to cancel her, despite the fact that I don't like her. She was defending Hassan. I don't like her, but I still have to defend her in this situation because she's in the right, okay? She's in.
Yep, I don't like her either. But guess what? I don't like Asmongold either, and I watch him all the time.
the right. And man, I actually feel bad for her because she's legit traumatized by this. Now, I don't know if something else happened offline or something, but if this is just from the internet hate, you gotta log off, man. Like, one interaction with Hassan Piker fans hating on you, and this is the result, guys. Meanwhile, Jellywig goes, "It's not brave to call out Hassan. It's the popular opinion. Anyone can call out Hassan."
Yeah, they're doing damage control. I bet Twitch is freaking out behind the scenes too. They probably know some things that we don't also about some people behind the scenes. And there's probably some stuff with Mizkif that's probably going to be a problem.
Guys, meanwhile, literally gets like a smidgen of backlash.
Even if they have nothing to do with it, it just harms the entire streaming scene. And I think they see the writing's on the wall. Their days are numbered online.
And immediately
shit's getting crazy
and goes, well, actually, it's a vibration color. I mean, let's just think about it. What did QT even do to get this much harassment from Hassan fans? She literally mentioned Asmongold one time, right?
Don't get fucking political, man. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about the political people. Stay the fuck out of it. And anybody who has anything to say about it, tell them to go get fucked. Even if you're in the wrong on it, tell them to go get fucked. If you don't want that energy, don't deal with that energy. Like, stop getting mad on the internet. I don't know what else to tell you, man.
In a tweet, and didn't even sort of support him. She just said that, oh, okay, this streamer show could be a good idea. And then she decided not to cut off her friends or something and just stated that on stream, right? So she did something 3 steps removed from actually explicitly criticizing Hassan and still got obliterated by his community and his Orbiters community, right? She was in fact defending him, saying that, oh, the shock color had the prongs removed, right? Unknowingly, of course, revealing the truth right there, which obviously the Hassan Piker fans did not like, and that's probably a large portion of the harassment right there as well. But jeepers, man, if this situation just exposed everything, right? So then she says her mental is like completely cooked from this.
I'm gonna need mods to lock in on that because I am in too weak a state of mind to feel comfortable with not getting baited, but also I need to do my job and clock in right now and work, because if you check my hours in October, I've not streamed a lot, and so I do have to work and do my job. So I need some help.
Dude, she is fucking stuck. Oh man, that sucks. You put all your eggs in one basket, and now you can't take them out of the basket because you just basically locked it down. Why? It's like if she tries to touch her eggs, they're so packed in that she's gonna end up breaking all of the other eggs. I think the guineas are freaking out outside my door. I don't know what they're freaking out about. They're probably just generally freaking out. Yeah, we got guineas. They're cool.
So, just asking my mods.
Dude, oh my god, she sounds like absolutely.
She looks like and sounds like she'd been to fucking war, and she just got home, and she's like, fuck.
Absolutely fed up, absolutely exhausted. I mean, if you're dealing with those kind of psychopaths in your chat who are just harassing you all the time, I mean, that is just going to be the result. And that's why I always make it clear to my community, as she is doing right here as well, and I respect.
She needs to enter her insanity arc. Not where she's like literally insane, but she needs to enter her like, fuck all of you. We're on the internet, bitch. That's what she needs to do.
People who do that
turn into a
ever
monster.
Go to other people's chat or anything and go harass them or anything like that, because keep all the comments on this channel, because that is the respectful way of actually doing it, right? Something you'll never actually see people like Hassan do. Pure responded, I feel bad for QT. She told the truth about Colorgate and then she wouldn't cut off her father and they try to cancel her. It's not fair that these same people are harassing QT, support worse causes. Classic internet beef cycle. One side plays victim, the other side plays moderator. QT basically saying, my fans behave, yours don't. But let's be real, once drama hits Reddit, control goes out the window. The mods run the show.
Dude, we try to warn them. We try to warn them and they never listen. They're like, no, not for my community. No, they'll never break in. And they do every single time. Because you let them. And you give them exactly the bait to use against you. You're giving them the ammunition that they're getting you with. It's fucking ridiculous. And we're telling you how to protect yourself and how to get out of it. And you call us racist, bigot, Nazis. And all we're doing is trying to help.
I mean, you can think that, of course, that's a fair opinion to have, but I also see her actually taking measures saying that, hey guys, don't harass anybody else and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the other side is not doing that. And that's just cringe, I feel like. What QT originally said was that she wants to build bridges and you can't fight hate with hate. She was 100% right and should never back down. Unfortunately, they got out of our bubble. I mean, doesn't that give the game away? It's all about censorship. I mean, that's fair, yeah.
Yeah,
Moving on
right?
to updates.
That's why you gotta be like, oh, fuck you! You don't be like, fuck you. You gotta be like, ah, bleh. Like, get the fuck out of here.
The Nina Lynn situation. Basically, the streamer essayed a guy on stream and got a 1-day ban. Then she essayed this guy's toes in front of everybody, and all the IRL streamers are like sitting there and laughing or whatever. Now Twitch has responded again.
This I said sexual assault on an editor is okay, but when it happens to a streamer, now she gets banned again. This company has no principles and no guiding North Star of decision making. All they do is respond to vibes and clips on social media.
Yep.
Like, I can't even believe what's going on here. If she's back in another couple of days, watch a video why I'm moving Twitch, so people think
I hope they ban her again. If she comes back in a couple days, somebody else is like, guys, what are we doing here? No, ban her again.
it's another 24-hour ban. That will be crazy. This is a temporary ban. Man, basically now they've confirmed that they know that they have a person who has a repeated pattern. Like, at that point, like, you know that this is an issue. Yeah, they were going to ban the guy that went over and tried to kiss Amy for 30 days. They weren't even going to permaban him. I mean, really, at this point, maybe they should just make a category on Twitch, right? You know how they have, like, you know, they got, let's see, browse. We got category, you know, just chatting, Arc Raiders, Minecraft. Why don't they just make a category for sexual assault at this point? Because if you're that good with it, I mean, you might...
Yeah, they need one for sexual assault. They need one for terrorism.
As well just put it on the website, right? I mean, damn. Just SA. Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Twitch CEO Dan Clancy here. A category for SA? Brilliant idea, Assman Gold. I will be getting right on that. In fact, that was so genius. You're hired. Welcome to Twitch, Asman Gold. I got you as my second in command. After Hassan, of course. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Dan Clancy out. Well, at least the possession was pretty short this time. I'm starting to get used to it. It's kind of like a alter ego, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make this shit up. The punishment for committing a crime live on camera multiple times, repeat offense, is a 1-day ban. I mean, dude, what the heck is even going on? Like, every single day, Twitch gets worse. It's like
she got banned for each offense. Is that what happened here? She got banned for 1 day, and then they realized, oh, well, she's got the second offense. Oh, she did it twice. Okay, so let's just ban her for 3 days now.
a place devoid of laws. It's like no man's land, right? The TOS is just there for decoration. What the heck is staff even doing? What are they hired for besides watching Hassan Piker streams and, you know, glazing him and setting up happy birthday videos? This Nina person should literally be in prison. It is documented on video, dude. Now click this video for an...
I think worse. I think she should be in jail. Prison is paradise compared to jail. I've been to jail and my friend's been to prison. It is like, bro, I'd rather choose the prison sentence. Johnny Somali is stuck in the washer worse than your stepmom is right now. The moment Johnny Somali found out he's stuck in Korea for years, oh man. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Oh boy, he says.
Oh boy. So we just got out of the Johnny Somali October 29th trial date. And
Oh
safe
yeah,
to say, he's
it's
going
so
to be
bad.
stuck here for a lot longer. Obviously, Johnny has been facing 8 charges for a while now. 2 deepfake charges, 4 business disruption charges, and 2 misdemeanors. But as we found out in last
Are we gonna get more charges? Because he's done some other stupid shit since then.
week's court date, Johnny ended up suing Yulman for assault with a baton, deepfakes, and stalking. Or, well, technically he was pressing charges against him. And I mean, that may or may have not happened because, you know, we have video of it. So they ended up settling that case, and in the settlement, they both dropped their charges on each other. So Johnny traded 3 charges dropped for 1 with Yulman. And there's no real reason for why that wouldn't be accepted, so we're just gonna assume that one of those deepfake charges are gone, leaving him with 7 charges left and a maximum sentence potential of roughly 12 years, and a minimum sentence of 2 years. But there's one big problem for him, because they need the streamer by the name of Bong Bong to testify.
Yeah, I think that they're probably gonna end up letting Johnny go, but he's gonna be in Korea for a while now still.
And to put it lightly, She doesn't care. So today's trial...
They might end up finding him because it seems like it just keeps getting less serious and less serious as time goes on.
Here's the three characters involved: Johnny, Bong Bong, and Youngman. Johnny needs no introduction anymore, as everyone knows him as the dude who acts like he has a room temperature IQ. He's been harassing people on the street abroad for content for a couple years now for quote-unquote fame and money.
Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, like, for clout.
But in reality, he makes less than a minimum wage worker in the state of Georgia and lives in a bunk bed with the last person on earth who barely tolerates him, Hank Yu. Allegedly, Johnny owes him roughly $30,000 because he doesn't have any money and completely relies on Hank to live. Hank is also currently banned from the United States, but that's just like a whole nother story. This whole story, though, is just like the slowest and most dragged out train wreck that makes it very clear to never harass strangers on the street and disrespect people's cultures for your content, as clearly it backfired massively. Now, for the other two. Youngman, we mentioned in my last video. He's one of the 4 Korean IRL streamers who wanted to make sure Johnny didn't harass more people for content. So they kept tabs on where he was, and when he acted out, they checked him multiple times. But the clip where Johnny ended up running for his life...
Oh, and he collected loot. They all collected loot. Actually, this guy particularly with the baton, he's in prison for the brick thing.
That was Youngman, who disarmed Hank and chased him around with Hank's baton. And doing so while streaming was incredibly stupid, but then for some reason he decided to live stream himself.
I mean, he's not the smartest.
Throwing multiple bricks through the courthouse windows
why would you do
during the time South Korea was under martial law. So he ended up being tried alongside of 60 other people in an expedited trial and thrown into prison. And this became massive leverage for Johnny, as they ended up settling last week after Johnny pressed charges against Youngman for the incident that we mentioned earlier, as they agreed to drop the charges on each other. Then finally, you have Bong Bong, a Korean streamer who's gained a following in the gutters of the internet, because from everything I've seen of her, something's off. But she decided to stream with Johnny last year. Instantly regretted it because after the stream, he lied and bragged about them being together and showed the deep fake of them kissing on his stream while bragging. And what's
I didn't know about the lied about them being together thing. I knew about the deep fake. That's fucking weird.
Important is he did so in a very humiliating way. He was like, haha, look at this, look at we did. What we'll later find out is he claims that he didn't do it in a humiliating way, but unfortunately he live streamed himself doing so. So because Johnny yet again is his own star witness against himself, it made it very easy for Bong Bong to go to the police station, press charges.
Like, what a fucking freak, dude. Who does that?
And now this is a serious offense in Korea. And because of that,
the weird kid in 5th grade does that kind of shit. Dude, I could only imagine what's going on nowadays with AI. If like I don't even want to think about it. Never mind.
One single charge, he's now facing a decade in prison over there. And that's what the trial we're covering today is all about. But first, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Cooper. Because every year, shoppers miss out on billions of dollars in savings if they had just applied discount codes that are available to the public. The only problem, most people have no idea where to find them, and they often take time to find. And a certain app that did this back in the day, they're still facing lawsuits. And let's be real, I feel like a lot of people still have Honey PTSD from when they got caught replacing creators as referral codes,
I think they're fine.
And swapped them out with their own. And they did so when people were just trying to check.
It's just whenever you get way too corporatized like Honey did. I'm not gonna watch the rest of this ad though.
And that we have a video to finish, so let's continue.
All right, so it's 11:55 in the morning, 29th of October, 2025. We're here in Seoul, South Korea, trying to get in some last-minute electrolytes. I completely forgot my glasses at home, so that's smart. So we're gonna be rocking without glasses today. Thankfully, I don't need them that much. We just need some coffee, and we're gonna cover this trial, and we'll be fine. Originally, we're supposed to have 3 testimonies today. It was supposed to be Johnny, Hank, and Bong Bong. But as we found out from watching Bong Bong's streams the other night, in quote she said, "My lawyer told me I don't have to go. I don't care. I don't want to waste my time for Johnny Somali." Okay. But then, obviously someone said, hey, you might have to pay a 5 million won fine, which is roughly like, I think it's like $3,500 or something like that.
That's a lot of
so
money
then she
still.
said,
Fuck,
I don't
man,
know,
no.
maybe
No.
you should just go, worst case. Just talk to lawyer. I heard you could submit a reason for your absence. Worst case, we need to get a flight.
This is apparently what she said on stream when she found out it was a bad idea that she traveled to Australia last minute.
The Johnny Somali trial testimony. I don't know. I'm talking to a lawyer, but they didn't answer.
Who watches this
But
content?
I don't have to. But
This is so boring, so uninteresting.
just in case I will go to airport, I don't know. Ah, it's so annoying. I think I don't have to, isn't it? Yeah, I need to pay the fine. If I don't know, I have to pay the fine or not. There is a paper like absence paper. I can send the absence paper, they said. The fine is 5,000 Australian dollar maximum, I think. I don't think I have to pay that much for that. That's too much. Seriously, too much.
The tone of her voice, dude. I was having a hard time not being bored listening to her.
She found out she was committing a crime and could get hit with heavy fines that she realized, oh, this might be a bad idea. Okay, yep. This entire case just has a whole group of fascinating people, to put it lightly. So we got to court.
Yep, the whole gaggle of retards. It's absolute cinema. I love laughing at this shit.
And this is what happened according to our notes. At 1:51, the prosecutor enters the courtroom. All indications show that the prosecutor is intending to use the massive TV that is inside there, possibly to show evidence. However, if witness testimony is canceled, that might not happen. And shortly after, the bailiff started talking about calling Hank to see where he is. At 1:57 p.m., they're all setting up the monitor, connecting it to the computer. A second prosecutor is now in the room, making sure the setup is ready. The prosecutor plans to show the video. The bailiff then asks if any witnesses are in the room. Then shortly after, Johnny's lawyer peeks into the courtroom just like last time, checking if he's here, and then he leaves. So at 1:58 p.m., we find out that Youngman is actually in the building. So that's showing us that there's going to be a testimonial from him, even though they settled. At 1:59 p.m., Johnny and Hank and the lawyers enter the court and sit at the front row. Both are wearing black suits, and Johnny is carrying a smoothie or something like that. At 2 p.m., the lawyer is consulting with the interpreter. And this time, we also notice that Korean press is here. Last time, they didn't show up. But just after 2, the judge enters the court, and the judge reads out the case number and calls Ramzi Khalid Ismail to the defendant's stand. Johnny carries a backpack and an empty Starbucks cup. At 2:03 p.m., Ramzi pulls out a pile of documents from his backpack. The lawyer
I thought he was going to say, pulls out a pile of dog shit.
Lawyer is submitting his written opinion on evidence. This is basically just his argument for his innocence, and the judge receives it and glances at it. Because yesterday, the defense counsel submitted his opinion regarding the settlement.
So he's definitely not going to be found innocent. I mean, like, he might technically in court be found innocent, but he's 1,000% a retard. Like, he's not actually innocent. He may not be completely guilty because he's completely retarded.
Judge asked the lawyer about the evidence, and the lawyer says the only new addition to the evidence is the settlement with Youngman. The defendant denies charges of deepfake, saying there was no intent. He also claims that the materials cannot be used as,
Like, at this point, I don't even care if anything... I don't care if he gets a prison sentence. I really don't care. Like, if they don't put him in prison, you know what's gonna happen. Then he's just gonna crash out again. And then he's gonna be right back into the same position. And then hopefully he actually do some time then. But if not, then we got more content. It's just more content. I hate that people are having a bad time, but that's not our fault. So we just got to enjoy the consequences of his actions.
Humiliation. He admits the distribution, but denies that it can cause harm in the form of shame. The prosecutor then submits evidence. Witness Bong Bong is not present today, as we kind of expected, honestly, because, you know, she's in Australia. And apparently she sent in a formal request saying that she wanted to attend after about a month. Then at 2:11 p.m., the first witness, Youngman, is going to take the stand. Youngman chose to make his testimony private, so we won't be hearing his testimony. Hank apparently will also give a private testimony, and the courtroom has been cleared. We're all waiting outside at this point. Everyone left the courtroom, and this kind of left Hank hanging, like right outside the court door, and it seems like he requested to be put back into witness protection, which was kind of odd because, I mean, no one even went up to him. No one was trying to, like, clip farm him. I see no point in trying to clip farm Hank. Our speculations is Youngman is likely going to give a pretty neutral testimony.
That's like trying to clip farm just Patrick standing around. Like, no. You want to get the crazy guy. You want to get SpongeBob.
That will neither help nor hurt Johnny, and we later found out that Youngman is not the one who requested the private testimony, that it was actually the judge's decision. At 3:51 p.m., the courtroom is reopened to the public, and the testimony lasted approximately 1 hour and 40 minutes. The lawyer makes the 30-minute argument where Johnny essentially denies obstruction of business at Latte World because Latte World claimed that he stopped the ride for 30 minutes. In reality, it was like 10 to 15 minutes, so he just denies the whole claim, but he's already pleaded guilty to that charge, so it doesn't make sense why they're trying to negate it right now. The lawyer then also said that, hey, the Lotto...
I only makes sense if they don't realize that they've already gone over that and pled guilty. Like, they probably completely forgot, or they just didn't realize that's what they were doing because they're retarded.
world charges of the whole child harassment, that was dropped, so that should be taken into consideration as well, according to the attorney of Johnny. So Johnny's attorney is trying to paint him out as innocent because that charge was dropped. But then they scheduled the next hearing for February 11th, 2026. And then Johnny, before the court could leave, he stands up and asks the judge if he can do an expedited trial. And he wants...
Oh, he really wants to go back home? Well, that's too bad.
Essentially a speedy trial since he has family and obligations in America. And the judge immediately refused Johnny's request. So after the trial, I asked Johnny what his strategy was with all this, because all of this does not make sense. I don't understand why he's out here uploading videos of him actively harassing people in South Korea while he's currently on trial. But he wanted to do an actual interview.
Because he's retarded. That's the only thing that I can come up with. Like, he's evil and retarded. And he thought that that was what he could do to possibly, you know, get famous. He's international. He's American. How is he going to get in trouble in Korea when America owns Korea? That's exactly what he was thinking.
I don't want to give him an interview as he's already been interviewed a bunch. People know his story. They don't care about what he has to say. They just want to see the trial outcome. So I asked him to his face, like, why is he uploading videos on YouTube?
This is like reality TV drama
of him being disrespectful in Korea while he's in trial. But instead of giving a straight answer, he just lashed out at me and insulted my family because it was obvious he was having an awful day and was trying to get some sort of reaction out of me. So hopefully he enjoys his extended stay out here in Korea, as his next trial date is out in February. So Merry Christmas. But I asked one of my legal connections out here why he wasn't eligible for the expedited trial, and this was his response. So he said these would normally be reserved for simple and straightforward cases in which the defendant pleads guilty. Johnny didn't plead guilty to all charges. He's trying to fight this, so that makes the whole process take infinitely longer. A vast majority of these cases are also where the defendant is caught red-handed in the act, witnessed by police, and is arrested on the spot, and obviously is pleading guilty. But also, high-profile, high-stake cases, such as these right here, could also be expedited. For example, Youngman's trial was expedited.
Yeah, like if there was an actual celebrity that got arrested and was going out, had to go back home outside the country, they'd probably be allowed out.
Because he was one of the people who decided to throw a few bricks through the courthouse windows, along with the 62 others were actually charged. I don't know if 62 other people actually threw bricks through the courthouse window, but 62 people were charged in that case. And for that case, both of the above reasons applied, so it was easy to get an expedited trial for that. The riot took place in January and the trial started in March, and on August 1st, he was convicted. There were multiple court dates, roughly 8 to 10, but they were also spaced out by days instead of months. Johnny's claim of "I have family and other obligations" does not appear to be on that list of legally valid reasons to expedite a trial. Furthermore, the decision to expedite a case is determined by a committee before the trial starts, and the case number assigned, because expedited trials have a designated code attached to the case number.
And he'll definitely try and run and hide and keep away from that. There's no shot that he's gonna stay in contact, and they know that, so it ain't happening.
Expedited trials also require a panel of judges for fairness rather than one judge presiding over a case. And once a trial begins, it cannot be converted to an expedited trial. That is why they carefully make this determination before assigning the case number and proceeding to trial. So Johnny will now be stuck here for a while, and if Bong Bong doesn't show up for the next trial, it can be delayed for another 3 months, and so on and so.
I think it's gonna keep getting delayed, probably for a long time, maybe until after summer. We might see next October or November being the actual end, and maybe even not even then.
Go on. And the judge, in response to Johnny's trial expedition request, was that other foreigner trials have been going on for over 2 years, and that he's not special, so he too will just have to wait. So I mean, this is just one massive warning to never harass innocent people on the street and disrespect people's culture for just views online, because clearly it is not worth it, and Johnny is in the process of very slowly finding out. Also, happy Halloween, my son.
How many videos did he actually make where he got in trouble for crashing out? How many videos was that? Because was it worth years and years of your life being wasted in a country that you don't like, with no money, doing, like, you're doing absolutely nothing? You're just hanging out in a room, interacting with a chat.
Has me dressed up as a World War I fighter pilot, because he's also a little pilot himself. And I also wanted to quickly say this is basically your last chance to get the limited edition Matt City Halloween collection, which is on matt.city, and also the court sketch print from the first time we went to the Johnny Smalley trial. Both of those links will be in the top pinned comment, and they will be gone forever in just a few days, so if you want them, you can get them now. But other than that, thank you guys so much for the support. I'm now finally back home again. And
Yeah.
I'll see you guys tomorrow because we're just locking back in. Continue.
Yeah, we could get some more videos about retards being stupid. So we got the Carter family with, we're gonna take out white people. I had to think about if I could say that. Take out white people if we don't get our food stamps. I think I've reacted to the Carter family before, or Cartier. I don't really know. I think they pronounce it Carter. I've reacted to them before, but it's been a while. And they made themselves back into my feed. They made their way back. So I'm gonna react to them. And what's with this cursor, man? Are they using Linux, or are they just changed their cursor?
I just wanted to come real fast just to make this video, just to make something very, very clear to the white man. Black Americans do not care about your government shutdown, and Black Americans do not care about you taking away our EBT and our government.
Yay! Welcome to the club. Neither do I. I don't give a shit if the government's shut down, and I don't give a shit about SNAP, EBT, whatever.
Assistance, because Black Americans never depended on the American government to take care of us and feed us, because we never could. We were never able to depend on the government, in spite of what you may say and what you may try to force us to believe.
Who talks like this whenever they're trying to say something? Who does that? A fucking insane person. That's who does that. That's a South Park character.
So you can sit back and you can mock, you can laugh, and you can think that you're about to starve us to death. But I'm here to let you know that we are going to eat regardless, even if we have to
I bet
hunt
you will.
Animals down
Whoa.
and roast and eat you, the delectable crackers and cheese. We will make it happen if we have to. Trust and believe me. And if it takes this government shutdown for Black people to...
Dude, people like this need to be arrested. Find this person and put them in a box, because obviously they are too violent to be out in the population.
Finally come from under the government and understand that we don't need to be paying our taxes into this government. What we really need to be doing is taking care of one another.
Why are you getting mad on the internet? You were going to destroy your entire life doing that.
Buying land and growing our own food and building our own nation. If this government shutdown and starvation is what it's going to take, then let the party begin. It's Black power, baby, and we rise.
This has to be a mental illness.
That might actually be the most mental shit I've ever heard in my
we're
life.
gonna eat the delectable crackers and cheese.
That shit was crazy.
So if you never needed the white man,
to say that the government is racist and also depend on the government to eat is ridiculous.
but like you,
And also to have the ability to do that. I need to move my box. Like, well, for one, all the violent shit, that has to go. She needs to be put in jail for that shit. For even making people think that shit, man. For even trying to rally people. Because that's terrorism. But all the other stuff, you're only allowed to say that because you're in America. Any other place, you probably literally would be locked up for all the other stuff, not the violent stuff.
just said you didn't need them.
Yeah, you just
So,
contradicted yourself multiple
now
times.
Now you're saying that we're starving because they're not feeding you, but you don't need them.
Makes no sense.
She's not a good example of Black people. Well, I don't know, actually.
I don't think there's such a thing as an example of Black people, because everybody's different.
Anymore. This was a little mental illness, what she said. She's not okay.
She believed in it, bro.
She's not okay. I don't think a lot of Black people believe this shit that she just said.
I don't know, bro. They made a whole Twitter page off of it. How many people say the same thing she was saying?
Y'all was clutching y'all purses before. This gonna be the time that you need to clutch them. Y'all was doing all that.
Oh, what day is it? What day? It's 11/11, isn't it? So that's the date that I'm making this video.
Shit at the wrong time.
Can't defend it no more, man. I mean, I've been stopped defending it.
What happened with...
I'm gonna check real quick. What's this? Trump tells America, if you want your SNAP benefits, then call Chuck Schumer, and drops his number. That's hilarious. I love that so much. That's great. Was this? Oh, I need to mute that. That's great. That's hilarious. I love this shit, man. All the memes. The memes. Happy Snap Day, everybody. Walmart's ready for you. Welcome to Walmart. We got Clint Eastwood waiting for you. SNAP benefits should only be approved for single item ingredients or whole foods: eggs, beef, chicken, turkey, pork, milk, cheese, bread, vegetables, herbs, pasta, beans, rice, juice, cereal, oatmeal, grits. I think we could add some spices to that too. I think we could add some spices. Also honey. I think probably water. Water's a pretty big one. You probably need water. Don't look up Snap on Twitter. You get way worse stuff. It actually shows it. There's people that are actually getting in, and don't do that. That was bad. Holy shit, I'm getting out of there. They don't want nobody talking about Snap, apparently. But holy shit, man. Well, I couldn't really find anything other than a family with children running out of the store with stolen food, allegedly. I don't know, that's just kind of what it depicted on the camera. I'll bring it up if it doesn't get brought up in this reaction video to the Carter family.
People do what she say, and then the typical white man they looking for to put on the news kill another black person. Is there going to be like riots and shit behind it again, like the Daniel Penny?
I don't know,
Are there? Are there going to be riots? It's kind of cold. It's kind of cold for that.
I just think
they might wait a little while.
Why she say that though?
I just think this is ridiculous, bro. Like these type of videos that we constantly keep seeing is why people have racist
stereotypes.
Like, bruh, why are y'all doing this, bruh? I don't understand this. Like, y'all are mad at white people.
Well, yeah, it's got me like, I'm not racist, but I'm not going into these areas, and it's especially happening in cities. Small towns, they ain't like this.
You should be mad at the government.
Exactly.
They're choosing, both sides are choosing to stay shut down.
You know who's in control of the government right now? The racist political group.
Okay, and you know who voted to shut down the government, keep it shut down 12 times?
Apparently not to them.
The party of minorities.
Well, the Democrat Party is blaming it on the Republicans and Donald Trump right now.
Yeah, because they don't want to negotiate.
Yeah, they listen to the people who, hold on, let me bring it back up again.
Fakes. Was that choice of words in the moment, or was that something that had been prepared ahead of time as a talking point?
It was prepared.
Did you? Or
Oh yeah, you don't
ever...
say? Yeah, it was prepared. Yep.
Well,
they
all the mainstream media keep blaming Trump, so they're gonna run with that. So
this is ridiculous, bro.
The fuck you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps? The goddamn.
It's gonna be war with me in the motherfucking stores. I'm going to Walmart, Target, Sam Plus, whatever. Walking like that bitch with 3 motherfucking carts. So I better get my motherfucking food stamp. It's gonna be motherfucking war. If I get caught and go to jail, whoop de doo, just know I did it for a motherfucking.
Is that a child that's repeating the things that she's saying? Is that what's going on here, or does she have a filter that's doing that? Because I'm hearing a child repeating what she's saying.
It really hurt to see.
Look, I understand that people are upset and they're mad and they're desperate, but like this is terrible.
With the things that you guys are posting, you can't say that another race that really is truly helping you guys is racist. Like, how truly stupid are you? You're saying that this group of people that is helping you is racist because they're just calling out things that they see that you do or that the race does. And we're seeing
Yep, just fucking end it. I don't want to hear about it no more. These people want to be violent freaks. Lock them in a box. Fuck them.
From the videos that we're watching.
Go get your own money and buy your own food.
It says 26% of black people rely on food stamps. That's a lot. Now, I know people are going to say white people are the majority, but white people are what, 60% of the nation?
Guys,
yeah, fuck the white people that are on it too. Like, I don't care. End Snap.
Y'all know the Democrats are literally using this strategy of the government shutdown to literally blame Trump.
She said she was going to win on the interview.
Yeah, she
said she had another debate she would have won.
Are you fucking kidding me? This guy wants to create a
she's
ballroom
swearing
for
now.
his rich friends while completely turning a blind eye to the fact that babies are going to starve when the SNAP benefits.
Oh, babies are going to starve without the SNAP benefits. Fuck you. If that is the case, it's you people who got them into that position in the first place, got them reliant on doing that shit. Because we haven't always had food stamps. By the way, people who went through the Depression without that shit did just fine. So many people I know, they didn't starve to death. They didn't know anybody who starved to death. They didn't see anybody around them starve to death. It was just they didn't have as good food. The food wasn't as good. Miss me with that shit.
And in just hours from now? Come on. So what? I'm not going to be distracted by, oh, does the guy have a big fucking hammer? What about those
Oh,
babies?
she's swearing now, just so she can show you how serious she is.
What?
Right.
Big
hammer.
What
is
is
she
she
talking
about?
about?
What
she
mean hammer? I don't know what
Is this
she
AI?
mean.
That's
no,
what I'm
it's
like.
real.
Is she talking about his nuts?
Oh, come on, bro.
No, I mean, like,
She talking about building some, obviously, but Big Hammer do sound pretty bad. Y'all gotta get your head out the game.
He freaky in there. Hey, when I think about it, hey, that's the only thing that come to my mind. It's freaky shit. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I mean, that's what they exposed to, folks. So you gotta use your choice of words. Why?
I mean, all these people they're always focused on sexuality and degenerate shit.
Hammer.
Says, does he have a big hammer? She could have just said
Big tools.
I mean, that's what she's thinking about constantly.
Hammer is crazy.
Hammer is.
And you know, guys, this right here, this shit has to stop.
Nah, this haircut is interesting. Not haircut. He said haircut. She got a slip back.
My God.
Hairstyle. This new weave.
If you want to know what real leadership looks like,
all right.
Joe Biden was that guy. Is this hairstyle coming all the way down?
Looks like it's like
yes,
up.
it is,
it looks
bro.
like it's
This
up.
is
It has like a.
It's
a
a
bun.
back.
It's a bun and then
This
some
is
back.
hair.
Yes, top and then the bottom.
I've never, ever seen this hairstyle.
She looks like a black tampon string.
I ain't seen no auntie hairstyle
No, bro.
before.
Is this thing
You
wrapping
boosted.
around and coming down?
Okay, first of all, it's like a hairpiece.
It's like a mohawk.
She probably got
long
different
mohawk.
parts, bro.
No, but
you can
it
see
is
a
going
part right
ways.
there in the front. It's clipped on the top. Her Yeah, hair. then so she her probably real got a- hair. Her real hair is in a bun, and they clip that part on top,
And
and,
then she
there's
probably
more
got-
hair hanging down.
she
probably got the mohawk looking thing where it's on the top and then some on
Hey, now,
Yeah,
so
I think
you're
so.
telling me it's a long mohawk.
Probably. Yeah, some type of clip-in weave, something. Yeah. It's not a real hair.
This
You know that.
This the auntie hairstyle.
I've
I've
seen this before.
I ain't
He-
never seen
he
this
be
before.
boosting, Yeah, he bro. boosting.
No.
Hey,
If
he
it was
be
just the top,
boosting,
I thought it was just the
y'all.
top. I thought it was just the top. But for it to flow down,
She got something in the bag.
it's crazy.
All right, bro.
Man, that's like the Avatar shit.
Hell, we ain't been able to do much of
That's pretty
anything,
funny.
right? Because we don't have the numbers. But now they're like, oh, it's the Democrats' fault. It is not. It is not. I mean, you understand what the numbers are. You were supposed to be able to count. And part of counting is also making sure that you
She's coming up with this off the top of her head. She has no fucking idea what she's talking about. She's doing the same thing that I'm doing.
understand when you got to negotiate. You don't have 60 in the Senate. That means you have to talk to the other side. Guess what? Joe Biden didn't have 60 in the Senate either. But guess what? He never had a government shutdown. So for all the talk about Joe Biden being senile, Joe Biden being incompetent, and all the other nonsense, I just want to remind y'all that in the last 4 years, you did not endure a shutdown. In fact, this is the shutdown president. That's the only thing that he is very accomplished at.
I told y'all.
It's interesting. I think the fact that Joe
We had a whole country shut down. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Biden did all those things and the Republicans never had a shutdown would say how reasonable the Republicans are to keep the government open and operating. Yes, because you guys are still voting to keep it shut down. Like, we know SNAP is about to go out. Like, why do y'all want Americans to suffer to prove a Trump bad?
That's their way to have
That's
literally they're flip-flopping it.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
It's crazy that people really don't know. And they're still getting paid. That's like,
you know, the
people that the FAAs, that's the little flight attendant people, right? The people
Yeah.
that watch the planes, you know, they finna stop getting paid. They
Air
said
traffic controllers?
Yeah, they said be careful with getting on a plane.
No, it's not that they're about to stop getting paid. They are not getting paid.
Really thanking the professionals, the air traffic controllers, the folks at the
Yeah,
TSA, also the FAA, the people in management. They're working hard. They are keeping this.
I hear that the DHS in Arkansas they haven't been paid and they're having to shut down a bunch of places.
Guys safe. They've minimized delays. Fewer than 2% of flights have been delayed so far because of air traffic control shortages. So they've done a great job. But it's putting stress on people. It's not fair to those people. It's also putting stress on the economy. You know, the first couple of weeks this had no impact on the economy, but as every day goes by, the impacts start to grow. And airlines are a pretty good real-time indicator of the economy, and we start to see.
So in a government shutdown, I don't get like why we're not paying people. Can we not just find funding to pay people? Like, what the fuck is even the point of all this shit, man? It's like the government has gone on strike.
still minor, but steep booking impact, and you see that happening in the economy. We put the whole economy at risk. And so it's been 30 days, and while I don't have a position on which partisan side and how things should be settled with healthcare, it has been 30 days. I also think it is time to pass a clean CR, use that as the opportunity to get into a room behind closed doors and negotiate hard on the real and substantive issues that the American people...
Yeah, right now, literally, it's the Democrats being like, let us keep doing our evil shit, or we're not going to let the government come back on. And the Republicans are like, we're not going to leave you to do evil, degenerate shit. So I guess we're not keeping the government open. We're going to keep voting to open the government. You're not getting your evil, degenerate, illegal shit. But we want to open the government. And the Democrats are like, no, keep it closed until we are allowed to do our evil, degenerate shit.
Want our
It's
politicians
ridiculous.
on both sides of the aisle to solve. But let's get a clean CR and get that negotiation done behind closed doors without the pressure and without putting the American workers and the American economy at risk.
You're here. Great. Okay, guys, we'll take a few.
Yeah, it's freaking Chuck Schumer.
Food stamps gone. Section 8 gone. All your SNAP and EBT benefits gone. Now you got to go back to Tyrone. Woo! I think this is great. We have just single-handedly saved the black family.
I think so too.
Tasha can't run out on Tyrone anytime she get mad and think the government gonna take care of her. Tasha can't leave Tyrone and think that the kids gonna eat. Tasha can't leave Tyrone and think she gonna get a
Good
free
point.
rent. Tasha can't depend on the government
think so
because
too.
years ago, black women turned their back on black men for government assistance, for food stamps, for Section 8, for welfare, for WIC, for all the things that black men bring into their household. They said, no, we don't need that. I'll go file to the government and they'll give it to me. Trump said, hell no. Woo! Now you're gonna have to start choosing better. Woo! Now women are gonna have to have babies with men that actually want to have babies with them. Woo! Now
My feed on Instagram has been full of black dudes and black chicks. Just basically like, ha, go fuck yourselves. Finally, the thing that I've been saying is being done. And I'm like, yes, I agree. We need families back, man.
Now women are going to have to vet their partners and not be able to just hit them up for a check every time and think they can live off the government. Woo! This shit amazing. You're going to see more wives and less baby mamas. You're going to see more two-parent households because it's going to be a family unit because success is a team.
Well, not for a while, actually. It's going to take a little while, I think.
Sport. You're going to see women go back to their men, go back to their child's father and try to work things out and not childishly run out to the next nigga. Why? Because Donald Trump and the government don't got your back no more. Because you can't go over there and get free food stamps and sell them bitches 40 for the 80. Because you don't have a $72 rent anymore. Because now you're going to have to figure it out. And the only person that's left is that black man that you walked out on years ago. And the price of pussy going down too. Donald Trump did it with this, and I'm here for it.
That was
Queens,
crazy.
go back to your kings and work it out. Baby mamas, go back to your baby daddies and become wives. It's time for us to work together. This is actually amazing. No longer will you be incentivized by quitting on your household. No longer will you be incentivized.
I think they're going to open Snap back up. So, I don't know. Like, I agree with them, but I think they're going to open Snap back up.
By quitting on your marriage. No longer will you be incentivized by quitting on that black man. You are no longer incentivized to leave. So, baby, you either pay or stay. That ugly money.
Hey, I like that guy right there, man.
It's funny.
I like that guy. I mean, that's gonna happen.
Hold on, what? Mr. Red Pills. Okay, Mr. Red Pills. Joke Hack Army. Is that what that is?
That's literally gonna happen.
You think women gonna start staying with their baby daddy?
Well,
I think they'll probably have to, or they'll not leave in the first place because they won't have. They'll like, if I leave, then I got nothing. I'll have to go get a job, and it's just like, yeah, that's what'll happen. You'll have to actually support your children.
I mean, now women can't go and live off the government.
I think probably though it's gonna cause more crime to happen. People stealing more often, but good luck with that. I think we should just pull out of the cities. Pull everything out. Leave the food deserts. I don't give a fuck. Make them move out. Stop letting people just live in the inner cities. Scatter. Move to the small towns. I'm not saying force people to scatter. I'm saying, like, if you don't want to act right, then we're not going to put our shit there. Because there's no point. And I'm not even saying to do that. I'm just telling you that's what's going to fucking happen.
He's not the only person that said that. Multiple people are saying the price of pussy going down.
Man, y'all act like y'all haven't. Y'all act like y'all ain't see what the streets look like out here.
What you mean?
They don't.
Women?
Yeah, they gonna still leave that.
I mean.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah.
If they want to be some freaks in the sheets, they gonna hit the streets. It's over with. They gonna find somebody to trick off still.
Not everybody. We talking about Section 8. If you getting tricked on, you getting tricked on maybe $100. If you in Section 8?
Hey, I seen some Section 8 babies get tricked on by them old heads. Them old heads, they ain't got nothing in they.
I don't know, man.
It's
I don't know.
couple-
Either way, it's bad that we even using the tricked on verb. Did you see that, brother?
Hey, it's
That's only in our community, brother. We need to come together. This right here.
Hey, hold on. We don't know. But some communities
No,
got some
for
BBLs
sure.
that somebody paid their high
We promote tricking. So just stop it, brother, at this point. You starting to make me a little upset on here, acting like niggas ain't there. I mean, I know you know niggas in Pilot, but come on, bro.
Hey, I'm saying.
It's different community, nigga. We do everything worse. That's just acknowledge you.
I don't think it's just black people that trick.
That's what I'm
I think it's just people with money.
We promote it.
And tricking is where you spend your money on a woman, and that's your version of courtship, guys. If you don't know what that means.
We're buying thousands.
Oh wow. Okay. That's very close to what my community uses, or I guess people where I'm from in the town that I'm from, because we say flip. That's kind of the same thing.
People, the black community is promoting.
Speaking on that, I just saw a video where a woman said, I know the black community, the designer wearing, bottle section.
There's so much in common with the black ghettos and the white ghettos, but the white ghettos usually aren't in the cities. They're usually just like they're like small towns outside of small towns. They're the small town, in between the slightly bigger town, and on the other side would be like a tiny city. It's got like 40,000 population or something. Like, and the tiny town that's in the middle, the white ghetto, has got like 200 people living in it. And it's like nothing but trailers and meth houses.
Fancy car driving. It's not crying about EBT and SNAP benefits.
Well, all of them not doing that.
Hey, I'm just saying, I see it was a black woman that made the video. Brother, should we pull it up? It's a great video.
I'm gonna tell you a first-hand experience. I was with somebody today, and they said, man, I actually cried about my EBT. I said, no, you dead ass? So they said, I'm dead ass.
Who was you with?
I promise you. So don't tell me what I know. I was with somebody today.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
And they said they cried about the EBT.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If you put an EBT card, you put 4 EBT cards in front of me, and one of them was real, and you said pick the real one, I wouldn't be able to do it. Same with food stamps. I don't know what that shit looks like.
It's like a yellow card.
Yes, yellow or blue.
I have no fucking idea.
You know, people.
This is the first I'm hearing of it. I've never seen one in my life.
Yeah, I've seen the couple.
I don't really know, and I'm not gonna sit here.
Oh, I've seen a lot of them in my life. I've never had one, but I know and have lived with people that have had them, and many of them for a long time.
Act like I feel that children are gonna go hungry. Like I do feel that's bad. I think it's very bad. I think this shows that our government is so bent on being non-bipartisan. They're willing to let the people suffer, but it's like, damn.
Let's pull this up again.
42.
Yeah, we see white people, some white people complaining. They ain't talking about stealing, but niggas talking about stealing.
No, I've been seeing people crashing the fuck out, man. I've been seeing it.
Go find a Somalian. Go find any.
Not just white and black people. There are other races doing it too. It's just like insane people versus non-insane people. You know what I mean? Or I guess evil versus good. And it's like, it's all mixed up on both sides.
About the food stamps.
Oh, we going to starve.
Go find one.
We need to eat.
Well, some of them we might not know if they are.
Yeah, but what do you see majority of? You always talk about the some.
You never know.
We seeing what we seeing, brother. Let's be real here, guys. Just be real. Are you looking at crimes or people complain? Anything that happens in America, when you see a certain group or you see a trend of something happen, are you looking at ethnicity or are they just black?
They're looking at race.
Then I promise you, I don't think they're looking at that, brother. I look at ethnicity. Just like how we do. We know what the Jews. We know what the German. We know different these people. We know the history behind their ethnicity and what they do. People know, oh, black Americans are doing this. You don't go see Africans in the stores. Oh, you think it's more Africans in the store stealing than black Americans?
In Somalia, well, in
Minnesota,
it's
what
different.
do we see? Forget what we think. Oh, it is some. That's what I hate black people say. It is. What do we see? I don't see Africans drive by shooting people. Did y'all see that? So therefore, they're gonna name that. When they see you, Brandon, they see Drake, they say, I know he's not an African. Them the type of niggas I'm running from. Dang. If I see an African in America, I'm not running from him. You know why? Because he doesn't wear the same shit that black Americans wear. That's been my argument this whole time. I'm not. If I see an Italian, or he got the type of attire that a mob boss wear.
That's where the current culture is. Like, I get that because back in the day, you know, in the Prohibition, you're gonna be more afraid of a white, like, Irish dude or like an Italian dude than you are a black guy. Like, so now it's shifted, and now people think that about black people. Even black people. I don't really think that, but I also only think that it's just a culture of the inner city, and like whenever you have this violent culture that's just allowed to breed and breed and breed, and you don't do anything about it, then that's what happens, man. And it happened to anybody who got put in that circumstance over time throughout history of what happened to these communities. And I think it was the 1980s that really is when all this shit started. And it has very, very little to actually do with their ethnicity when it comes to, like, the natural ethnicity. It was kind of pushed to this point, and it's bred this kind of insanity. And I think we can get out of it. I think black people can get out of it. And then some other group is going to go insane in a completely different way. Because that's just how it goes throughout time. And it's not really as much about race as it is about, like, the ideology and the cult mind and the community of the area that you're in, you know? And you want me to be real? I think we're going to very soon see a bunch of robots crashing out, like cyborgs and robots. I think that's probably coming because we've never seen that one before, and it's like crazy shit's happening with tech. And I don't think that one's going to be exactly a race thing. That's going to be 1000% an internet ideology because everybody's connected now. The reason this kind of stuff happened was because this was happening before the internet, and it's kind of being called out and broken up now, and something else is going to replace it, because I think we always have to have some crazy culture that we're trying to get rid of. I think that's just what keeps things in balance, and I'm just going to be always on the side that's against all that shit. Even though I acknowledge that some other group's gonna pop up.
Might want to be careful around. But if I see a former guy, obviously they're both white, but I know they do both different things because they have different cultures. Just like we have different cultures than any of these races. So what I'm saying is, our ethnicity, the black African American.
Pull up the Somalians right now and look what they wearing and dressing right now. You can tell they different, but they rocking the same shit we rocking.
But they doing what we about, you know. I mean,
hey, I'm telling you,
it's all about the vibes, where you're at, what they look like when it comes to their clothing and like their eyes. A lot of times you can just see it in the eyes. If I saw these three dudes in a gas station in the middle of nowhere, I ain't thinking nothing of it.
Show you multiple. We could go.
But that lady that was like, and you know, shaking and stuff whenever she was talking, and she got her hoodie all scrunched up over her face, and she's just like crazy-eyed everywhere she goes. I'm not trusting that person.
We could go.
She looks like a demon.
And look at the other races that's in America.
Stealing, killing, robbing, any of that. What ethnicity is doing that the most in America? At the highest rate.
You said the highest?
Yeah, those things. Which one?
They're gonna say blacks.
Not they. What do you think?
I'd say, I don't know, blacks. Black Americans, bro.
Y'all see how oblivious this guy is?
I'm not oblivious.
Let's be real, bro.
It depends on where you're at in America, because where I'm from, there aren't very many black people, and like there's a lot of criminality, and it's all white people. It's mostly meth heads, though. It's all, like, that's what I'm saying. It's all about culture, community, where you're at, what you were bred into, circumstance. And sometimes it's created naturally, sometimes it's created on purpose, which I think the inner city thing was created on purpose in the 80s, and we kind of didn't I say we. The country and the government and the three-letter agencies kind of didn't foresee that it would lead to this, because I think the operation that was happening then because there was something else happening then. And then it just kind of, whenever all those things were found out, it was never fixed, and it just spun out of control.
Let's be real.
Now you got crazy liars, evil people in the media manipulating everything because they want this country to be different. They don't want the country the way it was. They want the country the way they think it should be. And that's why they allow all this division and evil shit and corruption and destruction and allowing people to crash out and lying constantly.
Okay, brother, but what are you even saying though?
Who
You think
cares?
somebody's running from a Somalian? I mean,
They
they're
probably
doing
are.
it.
Hey, yo, let's go to Minnesota so you
I
can
ain't
see.
running from
Like,
nobody.
let's go to Minnesota, but nigga, let's go to Memphis, St. Louis. No, let's go
No,
to-
no, it's black
Let's go to where
Americans.
niggas at.
It's black
I go somewhere Somalians at, and I'll be alright. I go somewhere Indians at. I mean, I bet it's high populations of Somalians probably somewhere other than Minnesota.
Nah, the highest in Minnesota's like
I know,
it's
but I'm saying I
almost
can go somewhere
100K.
and I'll be alright. But if I go a high population of niggas, what's gonna happen? What's the problem there?
I don't know, brother.
So you saying you go to South Africa, you gonna be
But
straight?
and you know what? That's the hell no, and that's the problem. And that's the problem.
That's why that's why I'm confused about your argument.
No, my argument. That's why the problem is Africans here. Do
Like
okay.
Haitians in America, Haitians in America.
What are you
A
saying?
lot of the Haitians in America are thugging right now, bad.
And hey, man, anywhere around this globe that I do see, it's gonna be a problem.
Wow. All right.
I say Africans do better in America. That's a fact.
Statistically, that
That is a fact. That's the only place, and we're doing good, obviously. But I'm just saying, if we, I don't know, guys. That's what I say. I look at stuff off ethnicity. What are they?
But
why do they act like?
if we look, they're gonna go off race.
Hey, man, can we pull up another race that's crying about EBT like how black people are? Some white people are crying about it. We know that.
But I'm just saying, in general, if the baseline thing is going to be based off of race, that's what I'm continue to argue.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say.
I think this is a pointless argument.
It is, but it is a pointless. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. When you look at just correlations of things, are you basing off black and white or ethnicity? I guarantee you that they're based because it's different Muslims, bro, that do different things. Some Muslims say, okay, he's that type of Muslim. You do know that.
That's crazy.
I mean,
you don't know. People do that.
he's on something there, but he's almost there, man. He's almost there.
You from Qatar? Oh, you from? I don't know what he.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, that's valid.
That's how they looking at everything. You look at ethnicity as your culture. Your culture is what you do throughout the day. So I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yep. You also got to think about who is forcing all of this to happen, because a lot of times it's not just natural. It's somebody wants it to be like this.
Not all black people are the same. Not all black people are the same. I'm just saying, I'm not for a group like how y'all did yesterday. The Italians with former white boys not doing it.
But on the paper, it's going
All
to
right,
be
bro.
grouped
All
together.
right, we get it. Please don't fire back.
All right, guys. Let me y'all let us know what y'all do.
Just saying.
That's stupid. Cannot do that.
Love it. I love these guys. They're very entertaining. I can't remember the dude in the middle's name, but I think he's probably my favorite because he's like, it's like it goes from over here, it's the least chill to the middle chill to the most chill. And I think the most chill guy, he's kind of just like, he's supposed to, I don't even know. It's a good mix up, You get a lot of different takes. Oh man, there's so many creepy VTubers out there. I love VTubers. I watch a lot of VTubers, actually. My favorite one is the Blue Jew, Nuxanor, or Nuxtaku, whatever you want to call him. But I like a lot of VTubers. Rev says Desu, that's one. Usually the drama slop ones is the ones that I like. But a lot of times I just get random VTubers that seem based or doing some interesting shit. I don't really know. I don't watch a lot of VTuber content, but when I do, I watch a lot of it. I know, I got away with words, but you know what I mean.
Here. So it's been a very chaotic week in the VTubing scene, especially among some of the popular indie VTubers. And trust me, it pains me to make this video, where we're going to largely focus on Fallen Shadow, aka Shondo, because recently she has made some really out-of-pocket statements where she has accused people with differing opinions of being groomers. And then she made a complete non-apology about the situation, and then she doubled.
Calling people that don't agree with you a bunch of insults and names that aren't true just because you're angry on the internet. How about that?
Tripled and quadrupled down on this whole thing, leaving many, including
that's how
a lot
they
of
do.
her fans,
that's how these insane freaks on the internet do,
very upset. So I know this might be a hard video for some people because you guys might be fans of hers, but I respect her too much. I enjoy her content. I respect her too much to coddle her and act like she's immune to criticism, because that is not the case. Now, for context behind all of this, It begins with a tweets made by Bao the Whale. Now, she made this response that many think is talking about situations like the one involving the Mizkif allegations or other stuff as well, where she basically says that if a large male content creator approaches you and love bombs you as a small female content creator, run. Okay? Now, some people thought she was generalizing all men. I don't think in this post that's what she's doing, but my correction is that, well, large male content creators can do this to small female content creators, and large female content creators can do this to small male content creators. And
is this because of the whole Mizkif thing? Is that really where this started?
Even further, large female content creators can do this to other female content creators.
I mean, if you want to do that, sure. If somebody's gonna like try and ask you out on a date, you know, and you run, that's up to you, man. I guess free will and all that. But I'm gonna tell you, if there's somebody that I really, really like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I don't give a fuck. Obviously, I'm not gonna try and make her uncomfortable or like a love bomb or anything like that. I'm gonna be upfront about it. I'm gonna be like, hey, you're really cool. Do you want to get married and have children? No, I wouldn't do that.
Now, like I said, a lot of people looked at this and said, oh, Bao's saying all men are bad. And I think, again, based on this context, maybe a bit of a reach, but her response in the coming days and when she was facing criticism for this post is making people scratch their heads. In fact, she was caught liking this tweet where it says, men that are crying about this, referring to her tweet, are the same men that cry about us saying we choose the bear. Now, if you're not terminally online, maybe you don't understand that reference, but for the last year, there have been sentient human beings who have said that if I was lost in the woods, I'd rather be there with a bear as opposed to a human male.
Yep, that comes from people that have never been face to face with a bear. I've been face to face with a bear before. Let me tell you something, that shit's fucking terrifying. It was actually a bear and cubs. Fuck that.
I'm sorry for whatever happened to someone who actually picks the bear, but get help, because that's insane. That's crazy.
Unless you're saying it for the lulz, for the ha-has, and it's obvious. But it, like, if you're just outright like, men are bad, I choose the bear. Like, dude, we can see that you're fucking insane.
On top of that, Bao left this message on Discord blaming Cinder's fans and grifters for the backlash she is currently facing. And then on top of that, she went live on stream where she was basically saying, if you're upset about her comments, you have a receding hairline. And somehow she knows the name of a product that's supposed to reduce a receding hairline for men. How she has this on deck right here, I don't know. But if that actually worked, the people made that would be billionaires because, you know. But anyways, that's the context. And then you had this individual who criticized some of her recent activity. Right? Now, I don't even necessarily agree with everything this guy's saying, but he simply disagreed with Bao. Now, this is where we get into the response from Shondo, where she sees this person criticizing Bao, and she says this, groomer outed alerts. Now, I say this because Shondo is someone that I've defended. Many people have defended because there are viral tweets with 100,000 or even 200,000 likes calling her a Nazi, a pedophile, a pedo enabler because of her streaming content, her lolly VTuber model, and her voice, which is high-pitched. And people like...
I don't know anything about this person, so I ain't saying shit about this person and like what they believe in, because I don't know.
Like myself have rightfully defended her from those baseless allegations. And she doesn't need people like me defending her.
Yeah, don't be fucking being an asshole online, dude. Don't be getting angry at people online. That's probably what happened here, was they started throwing those accusations and the person's this person, whoever was the one that was being attacked with it, was just like, no, stop it, please leave me alone. And then that just gives more fuel to the fire. Like, just say, go fuck yourself and ban them. That's all you gotta do.
But that's what I felt compelled to do on multiple occasions. So to see her calling someone a groomer for a differing opinion,
don't be playing that game.
Opinion is gross. It's ridiculous. And anyone trying to excuse this as a joke, if anyone else,
yeah, you can't excuse that as a joke. Proverbs 26.
let's say another VTuber called Shondo a groomer for a differing opinion, you be ripping out their throats. But when she does it, it's a joke or something that, you know, people shouldn't take too seriously. Well, you know what? I'm not going to coddle her. She's a...
Yeah, literally, it's Proverbs 26. Like, don't shoot flaming arrows at people and then say, I was joking.
A grown adult. She understands the gravity of saying stuff like this. And here's the thing. Spoiler alert. She's going to, quote unquote, apologize for this. But this reply is still up. Do you see this? It's been 3 days, by the way. 1.1 million views on this reply, calling a random innocent guy a groomer. Now, even if 1% of the people who saw this believed the veracity of what she's trying to claim, that would be over 1,000 people who now think this innocent dude is a groomer over a differing opinion. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then...
I don't listen to people throwing insults at anybody online. Like, show me some facts, and maybe I'll be on board. If not, then whatever you say with these insults, go fuck yourself, dude. Doesn't matter who we're talking about.
We get to her an apology, right? A lot of people are really mad at her, including a lot of her fans. And she said this big wall of text.
And I don't know, maybe it's justified to call this person. Maybe they were telling the truth and saying this person's a groomer. I don't know. I don't know.
Let me read it. I recently said something pretty mean on impulse that's being pretty roughly misinterpreted. It's being misinterpreted.
Oh, yeah?
This is the context. It's 3 words. She called someone a groomer for having a differing opinion. It's British humor to...
I'm just going to keep saying it. Proverbs 26.
Throw words around. I know that one of the biggest audiences outside of the US is the UK, for me. British lads and ladettes out there. Is calling someone a groomer like British humor? Am I missing something? I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But let's continue. And I personally have seen so much hate on the internet now, especially...
Yeah, and you're not helping. Yeah, you're really not helping.
Especially directed towards myself, that I become completely and utterly numb to it. You know, I've been hit with the same ridiculous, baseless allegations that she faces, and you know what? It has the opposite effect. I understand the gravity of words that she used, and I would never use it without any sort of proof or backing whatsoever. I don't buy that. I don't buy the utterly numb. It's not a good excuse. But she continues on saying, it seems I might have forgotten many people haven't really reached that point yet. Okay. I'm always trying to be a better, stronger, and kinder person, and it was wrong to thoughtlessly say something cruel. Keep that in mind as we continue. That said, if there are robberies in your area, it's not a bad idea to lock your door.
The fuck?
If someone starts yelling about how you're oppressing them by telling people to do that, they might have a reason to feel so personally slighted.
You're gonna
Are
have
we
to
talking
explain
about the
that to
same
me.
thing? Just like randomly calling people groomers for having a differing opinion on something? Okay. I think as men and women in the modern era, there is an incredible amount of strain between us, and I have always been an advocate for breaking that wall down.
There's no strain. There's no strain. I have plenty of friends who are females, who are women, and that's fucking, there's no problems at all. Like, what are you talking about? No, you're just a retard online.
By calling people groomers. The strife and conflict is pointless and does nothing but perpetuate this stupid cycle of hate. Shondophrenics know I am literally the opposite of a misandrist, and I don't take kindly at all to my thoughts being interpreted that way. TLDR, sorry for drama whoring. I stream a lot, very tired. Said the quiet part out loud. Very interesting apology, where it's captioned by saying the quiet part out loud. So you do believe what you're saying. Again, am I missing something, guys?
No, this is a retard. Uh-oh, retard alert.
This is ridiculous. I can't tell you to be nice and also be mean myself. I think when you're doing an apology for calling someone falsely a groomer, you should maybe like use proper spelling. That's just me. I know I'm overly critical.
Yep, that's why I say you're a retard. I think retard is a pretty good word to insult somebody, and that really captures everybody, because anybody can be a retard. And I think everybody's a little retarded, you know what I mean? I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little retarded.
But here's a good breakdown. Someone made this this response, breaking down everything going on with this post, and yeah, it's a lot of deflection, becoming the victim in a situation where you're being criticized for calling someone a groomer. It's kind of ridiculous. And then looking at her replies, someone said, "No, you're right. Don't apologize to these parasites. They'll only demand more." And she says, "I am apologizing for saying the quiet part out loud." So she, I guess, triples down on this point where she's saying, "I'm just saying the quiet part out loud."
Yeah, I'm sorry that I said it, is basically, I'm sorry I said what I think. That's what's going on here. And sure, you're allowed to do that, but you're also a fucking retard.
Calling someone a groomer for having a different opinion. Interesting. Here's more. She's like, I don't care about being dogpiled. And you have this response saying, "I don't think I'll ever understand showing kindness to people that wouldn't ever consider to offer you the same." And she says, "Being kind to the people who do not deserve it is the strongest and most badass thing you can do, actually."
Being kind is overrated, by the way. I think that being kind to people that you love is gonna hurt them a lot more than if you just tell them outright what you think.
And it usually frustrates them and makes them rethink their behavior a lot more effectively than being cruel would.
Do I look ugly in this dress? Yes, you do. Go change, put on something else. I'm not letting you look ridiculous going out there. Not for me, it's for you. Like, literally, that's my take on this.
What are we talking about here? She's showing kindness to, I guess, someone who doesn't deserve it.
Yep, I agree. You should be able to speak your mind. Go ahead, speak what you think. There's no saying the quiet part out loud. Just say it. Say it with your chest. Let us all know how fucking retarded you are.
And calls them a groomer. Did I hit my head or something, guys? This seems so ridiculous.
Oh, it is.
Let's continue on. She says further, "So much goes on in VTubing that doesn't go public. So many situations happen that don't get Google Docied, because if every situation of abuse or manipulation or cruelty that happens behind the scenes, especially among bigger creators.
Yeah, they call that vague posting. Whenever you vaguely talk about things that are happening behind the scenes. It's called vague posting. Nobody fucking likes that shit.
Was written down and posted
Oh,
publicly.
I have special information that nobody else knows but me.
We'd be typing them up all day.
I've heard that from Ludwig Jellywig so many fucking times, dude.
Which is a weird point, because if you know there's something going on behind the scenes, why aren't you talking about it?
Oh, I can't say.
Right?
Oh, I can't say.
If you know there's some abuse going on, why would you shield the people who are doing it? I don't know. Just a point. Now, in response to what she said, I made this reply that has like 6,000+ likes. So clearly it's not just people who support me, but a lot of people in her own fan base. Because this post is almost ratioing her in her own home turf in her quote-unquote apology. And I basically said, I'm not going to coddle you. I respect you too much to do that. And this is not British humor. What you said is very serious. And people have defended you against those sorts of accusations in the past, and you should know better at this point. That's it. But it did resonate with a lot of people. And what was her response to all this? Because I know she saw this.
I don't respect online cartoon characters. Online cartoon characters aren't real. So I don't respect them.
Let's be real. There's no way she didn't. She made a...
Like, even with Nuxtaku, if I was to be in a chat with her, I'm probably not gonna have respect for the cartoon character that is Nuxtaku. I will have respect for the person that is behind the cartoon. That's completely different.
Further reply saying if you're...
I mean, I'm gonna be, you know, decent. I'm gonna be a decent human. I'm not holding anything back to be respectful, though.
Reading this, it's already too late. Run away. It's more fun. Kitten. With a hat that says the CEO of grooming.
The fuck, man.
So this is her response. She's like, oh, yeah, I called someone a groomer, but I call myself one too. What? Again?
Like, so you're just gonna admit it. Like, I don't know this person is this thing, but I'm gonna say that myself, I am this thing. Because, haha, it's funny. Like, fucking brain dead, dude.
I don't want to hammer this home, but I know there's a lot of people who are going to defend her no matter what. And they'll be mad at me for criticizing her. But if anyone else called Shondo a groomer or acted this way, you would be ripping their throats out. Do not lie. Do not lie to yourself. Do not.
Well, I mean, I've got nothing else to go on other than this person said that they're a groomer. They're CEO of grooming. So, like, it's one thing if you call somebody else that. If you call yourself that, then I'm just inclined to believe you.
Not try to lie to other people, because you know exactly how you would respond in a parallel situation. But this one, it's fine, I guess, because she's your Oshi. Yeah, I respect her too much to coddle her like that, and I think more people should feel that way. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this.
Yep, it's so stupid. This whole situation's stupid. I'm glad that I found it. I love this kind of shit, man. This fucking is better than cringe. It's better than cringe content. This is the new cringe content, is the cringe drama slop. YouTube is now removing these gaming videos. I got some things to say about this, and people are gonna be kind of upset about it. But that's fine, because, you know, fuck them. I'm kind of on board with this, but for reasons that you might not expect. And I'll get into it as the video goes on. This is a short one, so we'll probably get into it fairly quickly.
The clock is now ticking for every gaming channel on YouTube. On November 17th, 2025, YouTube's community guidelines are getting a major overhaul. This is a full-blown censorship wave targeting two massive categories: online gambling and the focus of our video, graphic violence in gaming.
You know what's gonna happen though? For one, if they keep making everything non-advertiser friendly, that leaves open a market for advertisers. because they're going to want to advertise. They might pull out initially. They might not be able to collect that revenue initially, but I think that there's a market that really, really needs advertisers, and they will see that demand, and they will supply it. Supply and demand. Also, if they just don't allow GTA content on YouTube, they'll just move it to a different platform. Everybody would just be going elsewhere, and they'll be just, you know, slopping up YouTube even more with just clips.
For years, YouTube has given video game violence a pass, separating fictional gameplay from real-world harm, and that era is officially over. The new policy specifically targets a subset of—
I'm cool with the gambling thing, the online gambling. I'm fine with that.
Content that features realistic human characters in scenes of torture and mass violence against non-combatants. If this content is prolonged, zoomed in, or the main focus of your video, it's going to get hit. YouTube has been pretty clear about what factors they will use to determine if your video is age restricted or removed. Reviewers will assess if the graphic scene is sustained rather than just a fleeting moment. This is especially critical for compilation videos, where YouTube has now confirmed it will consider the total duration of all the graphic clips combined. A quick flash might pass, but a minute-long montage of violent acts will absolutely be flagged. YouTube will also check if the violent imagery is zoomed in, or if it is the primary and main clear focus of the entire scene.
They're going to get it wrong, because you know what's going to happen? They're going to be using AI, and AI is going to flag it incorrectly, and then you're going to request a review, and then guess what? There's an AI doing that too, and it's going to flag it both times.
A YouTube spokesperson even mentioned that content may face age restrictions even if it's non-fleeting or zoomed in, which is a direct instruction to creators to keep the camera off the graphic details, but even if it is shown, you will still likely be affected. A major point of scrutiny—
People are just going to have to censor it. That's probably what it comes down to.
Is whether that violence is happening to a character that looks like a real human. This is why the policy directly targets content from titles like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, or Red Dead Redemption 2, which are known for their highly realistic human models. Now, the non-combatant term is a key part here that gamers need to understand. In the context of the new YouTube policy in video games, a non-combatant is essentially any character who is not actively fighting you or is a clear unarmed civilian. Think of it this way.
There's not really very many games that do that, but also, before he gets into it, like, what if you are at war with somebody in a game and they feel like it's unjustified that the enemy that you're fighting is portrayed as the enemy? That's probably gonna get bad. Because, like, what if you make a game where it's I don't know, like a new Medal of Honor or something, or like a ripoff of Medal of Honor, or a spiritual successor, and the enemy, rather than the Taliban, is like Hamas or something. And then people at YouTube are fucking leftist freaks, and they're like, nope, can't have that. I think it probably already kind of is like that.
Military shooter, an enemy soldier is a combatant. A random unarmed pedestrian walking down the street, or even a handcuffed prisoner in a story mission is a non-combatant.
Yep, no Russian from Modern Warfare 2. That's not allowed anymore.
Definition extends to any character who is defenseless, incapacitated, or clearly not a willing participant in the combat shown. The policy's goal is to take down content that focuses often on drawn-out harm of innocent or defenseless characters, even if they are fictional NPCs. And I'm sure you're already realizing that this will hit gaming and realistic shooters the hardest.
I'm on board with it, kinda. If it was not YouTube doing it, if it was some other company, because not saying like another company on YouTube, I'm saying like on another platform, if that's what they're trying to curate. But you know that YouTube's gonna fuck it up. There are gonna be a lot of channels being taken down, a lot of videos being flagged because the AI is fucking retarded.
The timing couldn't be worse, right before the inevitable hype of the Grand Theft Auto 6 release. Imagine the classic GTA Street Rampage videos. In previous years, these videos focused on maximum mayhem against crowds of non-combatants, like driving down the sidewalk, trying to blow up as many NPC vehicles as possible. This would often be highly searchable and monetized on the platform. but now any GTA video focusing on prolonged, realistic, and highly graphic rampages will be targeted in this new policy change. If the video emphasizes this violence, it may just be hit with an age restriction or removed entirely.
And it'll probably get a lot of channels removed. Let's be honest. Like, I agree with this move. I don't agree YouTube should be doing it. Because YouTube is bad. Like, they just keep making the platform worse and worse and worse. I wish people would just hop off. I wish people would, or expand and go on to other platforms and really promote those other platforms, because holy shit, man.
Channel could face a community guideline strike.
How long has it been? How long has it been that YouTube is the only ones doing this? And you know why people don't move? It's because of the money. I'm not just on YouTube. I guess right now it's my main platform, but I'm shifting away, man.
This is actually huge because it will fundamentally change what content you can watch on YouTube. And you might be wondering
exactly.
why
Because they're moving to a TV viewer audience.
the sudden pivot. YouTube is officially framing this as an adjustment to digital trends and industry standards. They stated, "Our policies are designed to adapt to the evolving digital world, and these updates reflect our ongoing commitment to protect."
I love it. YouTube's policies are designed to adapt to the evolving digital world. Like, bro, this was the same shit that we were getting in the 90s, in the 2000s. Like, miss me with that shit, bro. It's the same corporate bullshit that's always going on. It's because you want to show content to the widest audience as possible. And guess what? That audience doesn't fucking exist. If people want to see that content, they're going to go elsewhere. You're just driving more and more people off the platform. Which that might be what they want. They might be wanting to just be like a Netflix platform. They don't want regular people to broadcast themselves unless they corporatize themselves and bend to the will of YouTube.
Younger users and foster a responsible platform. So this is their reasoning on why they are changing what content is allowed for gamers.
And it's probably got something to do with their AI also, so they can pull in all these videos, and they don't want mass violent content to be entering their AI algorithms.
You might be wondering, well, this policy will only affect future videos, but it's not. It's actually about the past too. YouTube has offered a small grace period where videos uploaded before November 17th that violate the new rules will be removed, but they will not receive a community guideline strike, which is important to note because they only mention videos uploaded before November 17th won't get a community strike. But what about videos afterwards? This means that classic, highly viewed gaming content from years ago, your favorite GTA 5 Mayhem compilation.
Oh, people are going to be flooding the other platforms is what's going to happen. They're going to be hopping off.
Famous Call of Duty scenes and many more could vanish with this single update. The creators of these older videos are being forced to choose between editing them or deleting them entirely, or risk the video being flagged and removed forever. So after November 17th, when this goes into effect, if a channel tries to re-upload any content that violates this new rule, or post a new graphic video, the video will at minimum be age restricted. But they also mentioned that it can just be completely removed, which in that case opens them up for a community guideline strike. And getting 3 strikes means the channel is terminated and removed from YouTube. This is actually a very big deal. Now, a quick mention on the second change with this update. YouTube is now also cracking down on online gambling with digital goods. This means videos promoting or directing viewers to sites that wager with CSGO, CS2 skins, NFTs, or other Web3 crypto tokens are now in their crosshairs, which I think is actually a very good change if implemented and enforced, especially.
But, you know, as they say, how are they going to know? How are they going to know when it's gambling? How are they going to differentiate this and like microtransactions and loot boxes and stuff in games? Like, it's not going to be able to, because they all look the same, they act the same. So it's just like, oh shit, how are they going to do this one? It's going to get fucked, man.
Especially the CS2 advertising part for skin and gambling sites. The real question is whether YouTube will enforce it properly or not.
They won't.
And how easy it will be
They never
for these
do.
sites to just get.
Why would this be the one time they get it right? Every single thing they do is fucked. And it gets worse and worse and worse.
certified by Google and go around the exception entirely. I have seen some Counter-Strike creators already get warned by YouTube about this, so it seems like they are getting serious. This new policy change by YouTube means your favorite classic content is about to vanish forever, and the way people cover future titles like GTA 6 will fundamentally change, as creators have to adapt as the new rulebook is here. Are we moving into an era of responsible content, or just an era of widespread digital censorship? YouTube is already warning creators that a lot of their previous videos can be removed very soon, so I just wanted to let you know as what you're going to be able to watch on YouTube.
And it's only really going to affect the small creators. The big creators, they'll get permission, they'll get deals, you know, that's all that's going to happen. And I bet they're only doing the gambling thing because that's going to end up competing with the gambling they're about to be pushing. Guaranteed they're about to be pushing a lot of gambling, dude. I already see it in the ads. Like, they already push gambling in YouTube ads. So, buckle up, here we go. Shit's about to get fucking crazy.
As the years have gone by, Netflix...
Dude, I got so much hate for saying that Witcher Season 4 was gonna bomb. And I think that Witcher 4, the video game, is not gonna do very well. I don't think it's gonna be bad or anything. I don't even think it's really gonna be, like, super woke or anything like that. I just think that AAA gaming is done. Corporate gaming is fucking done. And if you enter the culture war politics bullshit, you're fucking done. You gotta make games that have the same culture as 2005. That's all there is to that, man. And shows. Like, if you don't go back to the old culture, people are fucking done with it.
As the years have gone by, Netflix's Witcher series has gotten worse and worse. Recasts, rewrites, moving further away from the source.
I never even watched it in the first place because I knew it was going to be bad. As soon as it got announced, I was like, oh, great. Netflix is doing another shitty adaptation. Oh, it's got Henry Cavill in it? I'm not a fan of Superman. But since then, I do like Henry Cavill. But I haven't really seen him in anything still.
Material has truly damaged this show to the point of no return. There's no way that they could save it going into the last season, but now that season 4 is out and we only have one more to go, this show is basically hated by everybody. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I actually thought season 1 of this was pretty good. Sure, it wasn't the most accurate to the source material, but it was still...
And I can't go back and watch it now because the future seasons ruined it for me.
Entertaining.
It's poisoned.
It was
it's
still
toxic.
fun. It was still pretty well acted. Season 2, I thought, was still a decline in quality, but not as bad as the jump from season 3 and season 4. Those two seasons were absolutely atrocious. I hated them. And now that season 4 is out, basically
They let in a bunch of freaks and all the normal people left. And then they just replaced the normal people with other freaks because no more normal people wanted anything to do with it.
Everybody hates it, and rightfully so. They went on and on about how it's more faithful to the source material, and they're really trying to make fans happy with this season, and that was a complete and utter lie. They did the...
Yeah, I was seeing a bunch of articles being pushed to me that's like, this is why this thing in this episode of Witcher Season 4 was genius. This is why the writers in Witcher Season 4 are geniuses. I was just like, oh yeah? Oh, okay. I'm gonna ignore that.
Worst job possible. The recasts did not work. You have new cast members brought on, pretty big and prominent actors like Lawrence Fishburne, who I do think did an okay job as Regis, but the issue is that an amazing actor can still only do so much with a terrible script, and that's what they gave him. These people do not know the source material, they do not know the books, they don't even know the video games, and if they initially went into this...
They'll pretend that they do, though.
Having the mentality of trying to follow the games close...
I know about the books because I watched a bunch of videos, and if you don't believe me, I've got Fable's Folly Extra down there in the description. And you can see that I reacted to a bunch of Witcher lore. So I know a lot more about it than they do. The people who pretend that they know about all the other stuff. Or, you know, people that are like, well, you've got the games, The games and the books, they're different, and you got the show that's different than the books and the games. Everything's its own thing. Well, yeah, that's true. But the show sucks. The games don't. The books don't. It's just the show that sucks.
Than the books, because yes, I do think that they are quite different. That still would have been okay, because
Also, I've read some of the books before, way back when, I think it was before Witcher 3, or right around that time. I don't remember anything about them. I was reading a lot of books at the time.
people still would have been getting some sort of adaptation of some Witcher product, but that's not what they did. They went into this with the worst mindset possible, and that was basically fuck the fans, and they are getting absolutely annihilated for it.
Yeah, we're gonna get the modern audience, the wider audience. We're gonna get in as many people as we can, chase trends that don't actually exist. It's just corporate trends that the media made up.
All critics score is sitting at a 60, which is very generous, but the top critics score is sitting at a measly 33%. Now, I personally do not trust the critics. I generally don't care about what they have to say, and
because they're a part of the mainstream media. And you know what I gotta say about the mainstream media? You know what I think about it?
When you use the term cheap fakes, was that choice of words in the moment, or was that something that had been prepared ahead of time as a talking point?
It was prepared.
Did you or did anyone ever verify if the videos you were talking about were in fact cheap fakes?
I believe so.
What is a cheap fake? I really don't know.
It was something that we did not coin. It was something that the media coined. They did the work. They did the legwork on coming up with that terminology.
Yep, and that's the way it is, man. That's just the way it is with the media. They make up shit because they're trying to write a narrative. They're trying to make everything line up with what they want it to be. And that's just not how it works.
Audience scores are where this gets really bad for Netflix, because the score is sitting at a 19%, and this isn't some negative review bomb. This isn't some group of toxic bigots giving it bad scores. It's Witcher fans giving this shallow, really mediocre, honestly terrible Witcher adaptation the bad scores because it deserves a 19%. It really freaking does. So heading on over
I think it's
to
gonna
what
get
users
lower.
are saying, like a cringe fever dream, plot holes, weird pacing, and they axed Vesemir. At this point, I trust the monsters more than the writers. The Vesemir situation pissed me off to no end because he is alive in the books, but in Witcher 3, they did decide to kill him, but Ciri is there. Geralt isn't there, Yennefer isn't there, and I thought it would have been perfectly fine to have him die in this show if Ciri was there, because it's used as a catalyst and such an emotionally impactful moment for her. And I think that in the games, this is my interpretation of it, that is where she really starts to take shit seriously. This is where she says, I either have to step up to the plate or more people I love are going to die, because that was her mentor and one of her father figures, same as Geralt.
I'm seeing this comment, man. This was so bad. They have disavowed everything the story stood for. Geralt getting emotional and acting like an out-of-control loser. The writing is so bad, it's like an A-level drama production. Episode 1, the dialogue is awful. They have ruined something that could and should have rivaled Game of Thrones. Oh boy. I didn't like Game of Thrones either, honestly. But damn, dude. I kind of want to watch it. I kind of want to watch. I'm not going to pay money for it, though. Oh, I need to move my box again. But I ain't paying money for it, I'll tell you that. If you know what I mean. Oh, man. Hopefully that picked up.
And in this show, not only does he die in an absolutely horrendous way, and Yennefer's the one there, not like she really cared about him ever, but you have this scene where Yennefer and Geralt finally get together, and she's like, yeah, Vesemir's dead, and he doesn't frown, he doesn't cry, he doesn't like get up and pace around, and he's really angry, and he's like hitting stuff with his sword. He doesn't show any emotion. And Lauren Hisrich had said, oh, he's a much more emotionally intense Geralt this season with Liam's spin on the character, and that is a moment where I could see him actually getting really upset and giving that depth to the character. Nope. He just kind of sits there, and then it's not brought up again. Absolutely abysmal. That is honestly one of the worst points of this season by far. The other worst part, in my opinion, was at the start, they try to get you to forget about Henry Cavill by showing multiple scenes throughout each season and CGIing Liam Hemsworth's face onto Henry Cavill. So, like at the end of season 1, where Yennefer, Ciri, and Geralt are all finally together.
Maybe they should do that with the whole show, because I think the fact that the actor changes fucks everything up, man. I could imagine, like, could you imagine if Star Trek The Next Generation replaced all the main characters, or replaced the main character? That'd be awful. That'd be so bad. That'd be so bad.
CGI Liam's face over Henry Cavill's, as if that's going to make it any better, as if that's going to get us to forget about Cavill. Cavill was amazing. Sure, he still wasn't the same as Geralt in the games or the books, but his take on Geralt was still really good, and he looked the part, and when he was around in Season 1, I thought that he did help elevate the quality. Now, in Season 2 and Season 3, they stopped really listening to him. At that point, they wanted him off the show, so they weren't listening to his suggestions, but they should have, because he really...
Now that everything around The Witcher is failing, I'm probably gonna play Witcher 3. Now, everything's quiet, everybody's kind of just dunking on this, shitting on it. I didn't want to play The Witcher 3 because I was soured on the entire franchise, because there was so much glazing the new Witcher season, the marketing that was leading up to this season. It was just so gross, and it was everywhere. It was being pushed hard. I wonder how much they paid for marketing on this, and there was so many people that were like buying the marketing and then also pushing the same thing that the marketing was saying, and I was like, it's obvious what's happening here. You people are fucking fake. Like, I don't know what you think you're accomplishing by glazing a show that's absolutely garbage.
He made Season 1 very special, and it's
From a corporation that they claim they hate.
So sad to see something that could have been as big as Game of Thrones be taken and butchered by people. If they actually hired fans, this could have turned out to be half decent. I'm so triggered over this. My God.
Don't get mad
Liam
on the internet.
Hemsworth makes for an anemic casting of The Witcher, as awkward to
Just
watch
make
as
fun.
Steve Rogers
Make fun of this
before the
bullshit.
Super Serum. Whether
Humiliate them. They want you to be mad. They want you to be emotional about it. Make fun of them.
suffering from
That's
a
better.
shoestring budget or poor directing, Season 4 lacks the gloomy atmosphere and intense world building found in the previous seasons. Wigs and costumes look like they're from Spirit Halloween.
Oh man, that just makes me want to watch it even more. Oh dude, I can't wait actually.
They're far too clean. Since Season 2, it has
Ooh,
become one of the worst
got a
fantasy
4-star
shows
review.
out there. Sheer mockery of the source material, can't recommend to anyone. And of course, they do race swap several characters, and one
It's so
issue is
weird.
Missile. So if you don't know, in the books, the rats do show up, and of course, they're not like the merry band of DEI squad, but they decided to race swap Missile in this, and she basically
Why?
becomes Ciri's black lesbian lover, which in the books, Ciri's like 14 or 15 and Missile rapes her. And I felt like it wasn't as emotionally impactful in this, but they also go on to show like almost a loving relationship between the two of them, where in the books,
Why?
Ciri was basically just so desperate.
I bet they were just super hyper focused on all of the sexual stuff and like, how do we make this like my life? How do we make this something that I would like to happen? Like they just hyper focus on all the sex stuff. Just leave it out. Just leave it out. It doesn't really need to be there in this story, I don't think. If you're gonna fuck it up that bad. Like, holy shit, dude.
To not be alone at that point. She's like, yeah, I guess I'll stay with them. But they butchered that relationship, or they turned it into a relationship, I suppose I should say, because they wanted
It's their fantasy. That's their fucking weird, gross fantasy.
representation on the screen, which
Yep.
definitely was not the best choice if you're trying to tell people, hey, we're being more accurate to the material. After the first season, there were already many doubts as to whether the Witcher series could be an adaptation worthy of its book counterpart. While there's still some hope after the first installment, the second season completely buried.
I see. It's a American low-cost fantasy. Sadly, it wasn't as good as the other seasons. This shit ain't American. This is like some kind of... These people hate America. This is like some kind of weird ideology that exists outside of what America is supposed to be. They want to change America. They're a bunch of fucking freaks. So don't call this American.
The series. What is more,
It
is
just
this
came
happened
from
not
here, I
only
guess.
in terms of the book adaptation, but also as an adventure fantasy TV series for those unfamiliar with the books. It's an American low-cost fantasy. Sadly, it was
Like, if in Nazi Germany, if a bunch of Nazis made movies, would we say that those were classic German movies? Would we say those are German movies? Or would we say they're Nazi films?
going for another season, and it actually is. It's getting one more. It's getting season 5,
Oh.
but I don't really know what they plan to do in it at this point to save it. I think they're just kind of going to push it out because they already filmed it. They filmed 4 and 5 simultaneously. Why did they do this to my favorite TV show? Simply awful.
I think I need to know more about Witcher. I'm gonna go and install Witcher right now. I installed Witcher 1, 2, and 3. So I'm gonna play them in order. It's gonna take me a long time. I'm not gonna play them on my gaming channel. I'm gonna play them while I'm waiting for videos to render or taking a break or something.
The very first minute, redoing key scenes with Hemsworth was a terrible move and won't make us forget the depth Cavill brought to the character. And again,
I have played Witcher 1 and 2, by the way. It's just been so long that I barely remember anything about it.
Even critics are generally saying they dislike it, and I don't necessarily trust them.
His face just does not fit the rest of what he is as a character. This looks like a fucking WB show from like 2002. That's what he looks like. His nose is too wide. His face is too like I don't know, something weird and like dumpy about his face.
Even critics are generally saying they dislike it, and I don't necessarily trust them, but it is interesting to see. The Guardian's 2-star review saw critic Sarah Dempster describe Hemsworth as being as charismatic as a ballard in a wig. The tone remains wildly uneven, lurching as it does between steeple-fingered Game of Thronesy gloominess and those early 90s Saturday afternoon series in which an uncommunicative hunk wanders between small communities, rescuing imperiled innocents from baddies, while learning about the true meaning of friendship. So, Film described the season as the epitome of squandered potential, writing The Witcher Season 4 makes some inexcusable decisions in terms of character fates. Major characters are killed off way too early and robbed of their narrative purpose, and integral character moments are transposed for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, they were trying to go for that shock value. That's what that little thing feels like to me, where it happens so often in these shitty TV shows where they're just like, oh, I got this narrative going, we're gonna throw in a twist. Oh, they're not gonna see this coming, we're just gonna kill that character and end that story right there. And then they do it a bunch of times, and you're at that point you just kind of expect it to happen.
Also basically did nothing with Geralt in this because they have him traveling around going, Ciri, 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 Ciri. But on the way, he should be fighting monsters. Every episode, there should be a new battle, a new monster, a new dilemma that he's going through. And that
It sounds like Halo. It sounds like the Halo TV show. You're just waiting for something to happen. Waiting and waiting. And you're just like, nothing's happening, dude. Everybody's talking, but they're talking about nothing. They're just going from place to place. And then something happens and you're like, well, fuck. That was not satisfying at all, and then it's right back to nothing happening again.
really doesn't happen, and that really ticks me off too. There's a reason why Geralt has been the main character of the games up until Witcher 4, and there's a reason why so many people love him, and he has so much potential. You could just have him fighting one monster every episode, and people would be like, hell yeah, this is badass. At least Geralt is doing something, but he basically does nothing because, of course, this is a feminist Witcher. They want to make the females the lead characters, and it is so sad to see them put the least amount of effort into this possible.
By the way, I saw that Star Wars is going to be doing that now. They're going to be focusing even more on women.
Radio Times said as Cavill's absence looms large over a story weighed down by uneven writing and tone, plus questionable performances and production design, it's clear that Netflix's flagship fantasy series has lost its magic. I don't even really know if it ever had the magic. I still liked season 1, but it wasn't the best adaptation possible, and it's just sad that they did.
Yeah, because it came from Netflix and they didn't really allow Henry Cavill to do what he wanted. That's why he left. If they would have let Henry Cavill do what he wanted, I think season 1 probably would have been fucking fire.
Have a good foundation for what could have been an amazing series. I actually felt this way about The Force Awakens too. I thought that if they had actually built off of those performances, it could have turned into something good. Was it my favorite Star Wars movie ever? No, but it had that potential, and The Witcher had potential.
I think it's funny that she starts talking about Star Wars. I don't know, there's like just some kind of weird overlap with the two, with The Witcher. It just kind of feels like the same kind of shit that enshittified Star Wars is the same shit that enshittified The Witcher.
Too, but they completely squandered it. So yeah, right now it is being raked across the coals by basically everybody, and I can't say that I feel all that bad given they disrespected Cavill and the source material, they gave fans the finger, and now they're series is absolutely getting destroyed. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely gonna watch this show now. Not paying for it, and I ain't giving them no money, but I'm gonna watch it. The Act Man is very worried about the Halo CE remake. I'm not worried. I know it's gonna be a disaster. I just know it. And I'm a major Halo fan. I love most of the games. Well, half of the games at this point. Damn, fuck. I've read a lot of the books, too. I've reacted to a bunch of lore. I know a lot about Halo. I'm probably going to do a Halo playthrough of Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, and Reach pretty soon. Just like all the way through it. No stops. Might stream it whenever I got more internet, when I got the new internet. Right now, my internet's not good enough to stream, but in a couple days, I'm gonna do it, man. Gonna do it. So what are you worried about, Act Man? By the way, I just want to point out that I was fucking right about the AI generation stuff. And I was saying, I think that this game looks like it was used with AI generation. I think they used AI tools for the art and stuff like that. This is from 5 days ago. From Games Radar and other, it's all the same article. Halo campaign evolved leads call AI a tool in a toolbox, comparable to others like Photoshop. Dude, I got so much hate for saying this. That I was hearing rumors of this, that they were using AI for the art. But assured, the people are the ones who are creating the game. We're not forcing it, we're just allowing them to be creative. And we're just giving them the tool set. The exciting remake of beloved 2001 sci-fi shooter Halo Combat Evolved, Halo Campaign Evolved, has been unveiled, and considering today's climate of rising generative AI use, it's unsurprising that some fans may worry about its role within the new release's development. I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna laugh at it, because I know it's gonna be a complete fucking disaster. Executive producer Damon Kahn addresses such concerns in a recent interview with Rolling Stone. God, they all shake hands. They all shake hands. All of these fucking media companies. And it does sound like AI could play a part in the production of Campaign Evolved, albeit a minor one in support of the developers actually putting in the creative work. I want to be very clear. People are creative. People make games. AI can improve workflows. You mean cut-arounds? You mean workarounds? And, dude, it should not be easy to make games. It should not. You need to have... Okay, whatever, man. Whatever. Let's move on. It can do things for the game, explains Khan. Like what? Do everything that every other game is doing? But I want to be very specific and clear that the people are the ones who are creating the game. And if there's an opportunity to improve a workflow or something along those lines, we'll look at it again. It really should be additive to the creation of a game. No, get the fucking AI out of there. I don't even care if we got good AI games. A giant corporation like this is not going to use AI in a good way. It really should be additive to the creation of a game. Game director Greg Herman echoes this sentiment, chiming in to describe AI as a tool, much like Adobe Photoshop. They're comparing AI to Photoshop. It's a tool in a toolbox, he states. I may go a little off message here, but some of that gets very challenging when we look at how integrated AI is becoming within our tooling. Herman continues, we use Photoshop. There's generative fill, for example. The boundary lines can get a little fuzzy. I will say, though, again, to Damon's point, it really is about that creative spark that comes from people and improving just overall workflows. And let me tell you something. I don't care if it looks good. If I can tell that it's AI, then it completely removes me from the art style. And if the art ain't good and the gameplay is mid and it's like every other fucking game and all the environments look the same as every other game, every other Unreal Engine game, because like, dude, the corporations, they take all these workarounds and these cost-cutting measures to use all the same tools that all the other developers use. And it makes everything have the same vibe, feel the same, and look the same. It's just got everything's a little bit different in the design of the art. Like, you're not gonna have Halo guns in Call of Duty. Well, you might, just because they'll have a deal where you get Halo in Call of Duty. You know what I mean. There's generative fill, for example. The boundary lines can get a little fuzzy. I will say, though, again, to Damon's point, it really is about that creative spark that comes from people and improving just overall workflows. And if you have a super corporate bad environment where everybody's constantly freaking out, being rushed, when they use AI, it's gonna be to make their lives easier, when you should just be allowing them to create the game and don't just fucking, if you push them to where they ain't got enough time and they can't be creative, they're gonna go to AI. That's what that means. Rolling Stone clarifies that later on, an Xbox Game Studios representative reached out with more context, writing, there is no mandate to use generative AI in our game development, and that includes Halo Campaign Evolved. No, but they're definitely going to make it a corporate structure to use it. Because everything around you is going to promote it. And if you don't use it, then you're not going to be able to work, because you're just not going to have time, and everything's going to be busted. It all certainly begs the question, how much AI does Campaign Evolve utilize? Then, and how? It seems we won't know for certain until the remake actually releases sometime in 2026. The Halo leads aren't the only folks working within the video game industry to speak on the matter of AI use during development. Arc Raiders lead Patrick Soderlund said that games can't be built by an AI, and I hope they never can. No, that's not what we're talking about here. If anybody thinks that we're talking about the game is literally generated from an AI, that's not what the fuck we're talking about. Talking about the art, talking about the textures, talking about like the fucking like energy and stuff that's in it, the explosions, the lighting, like everything looks like it was AI. There was just something weird and 3D about it, you know? It's just got that weird blocky slick look. Somebody down there in the comments explain how AI stuff looks AI. Because it's hard for me to explain it, but I could pick it out immediately. And I did. And I was fucking right. So let's get on with the video.
Halo Campaign Evolved is the next project coming out of Halo Studios. It is the ultimate Halo CE campaign remake. Ultimate Halo CE campaign remake.
Let's fucking go, boys! An Act-Man Halo video on main. I haven't done one of these since I talked about Season 2 of the Halo TV series. Good God. It is great to be back. In much better fashion this time. Welcome home,
not much
all
better.
Halo fans. Today is a glorious day. We have so much to talk about. I am fucking hyped.
And this is all that anybody's like, how do you not think that this is AI? How do you not think this? It looks like fucking AI here. Like, look at the trees, man. Look at the dithering of the trees.
talk about the CE remake. Not just because I put Halo 1 as like my #2 game of all time. Just a few days ago, we had the 10-year anniversary of Halo 5, and coincidentally, the 10-year anniversary of my channel. That game kickstarted my career and what has turned into, well, the video you're currently watching. I'm sorry if I get a little nostalgic in this video, but it feels like a lot of things are coming full circle. And we are so close to hitting 2 million subscribers. How perfect would that be to hit 2 million off of a new Halo video? If you enjoy what I do here, please consider subscribing. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, and it's totally free. It says something.
I hope he brings up some actual criticism and doesn't just glaze it half the time or the whole time.
About the
like, you gotta give them criticism so they can turn back and change things. Because I don't even care if they use AI. Just don't make it look like AI. Generate stuff, don't generate the textures. Generate the actual, like, flat art and then paint over it. That I'm fine with, if you want to do it that way.
Longevity of this franchise and how fucking amazing it is that the first game is still considered relevant 24 years later. It literally is a masterpiece. It's worthy of a remake. RE4 is a masterpiece. That's worthy of a remake. Bingo. I am all in favor of giving Combat Evolved the same remake treatment that Dead Space and RE4 got. Why it tastes so good, I think I'll buy this game a second time. Combat Evolved is one of my favorite games of all time. I have beaten it more than any other video game I've ever played, so I'm very protective of it. I mean, if you came into the bar and you said, you know what, Halo 1 sucks, I'd choke you out, bitch. However, my excitement is stifled by some pretty big concerns I have.
What? All right, here we go.
Is that?
We are not going full Doomer mode, but we also haven't reached Glaze City yet. I have yet to dive into...
And they need people to be at Glaze City.
Giving you my thoughts on the good, the bad, and the potentially ugly. But first, this video is sponsored by Mint Mobile. I don't know about you, but I like it when I don't have
I don't like Mint Mobile.
Just browsing. Times when I play.
Get rid of that Mint Mobile sponsor, man. There,
Let's
okay,
start
there we
with
go.
the good. Blood. I love blood in my super cool space alien shooter because the aliens are all different colors, and when you shoot them, different color goop spills out and it gets splattered all over the place. The CE remake has to be rated M. If it's not, for those reasons, I will be out. There is no PG rated alien movie, and there never should be. Likewise, there should never have been a T-rated Halo game.
Right?
And it's nice that it looks like we're getting back on track. Seeing the Covenant bleed all over the place and have blood spraying everywhere from explosions, gunshots, it made Combat Evolved incredibly satisfying. And it also had the added benefit of making Halo not feel like plastic action figures battling on your carpet. We're shooting colorful aliens and I want to paint the walls with their blood. Also, look at the blood. I'm so glad that blood is back in the remake. Look at how, look, I painted. Do you guys like my mosaic? The Flood are all about body horror and morphing bodies into grotesque, horrific monstrosities, and you need to be willing to embrace violence and gore in order to sell that, in order to sell the Flood as something that should be feared. Another cool thing was seeing Fohammer on screen. Some used to call her the Invisible Babe. I know for non-Halo fans, Fohammer...
I just want to say, this looks like an Unreal Engine character. That is, and it looks AI generated with textures. It's way too smooth and blocky. This looks like a fucking Marathon character. I mean, obviously the design is better, but like, it's immediately pulling me out of it. I'm not even saying that this is AI. They just didn't do a very good job at making it look like not AI.
Some used to call her the...
And they're probably using tools that's like in Unreal Engine. So they probably don't even either, they don't realize it or they don't care.
Invisible Babe. I know for non-Halo fans, Fohammer is like a glup shitto type character, but honestly, like, she was very underrated in Combat Evolved. I think the Halo CE remake has a lot of potential to show us parts of the game that we didn't get to see before. Stuff like this is an opportunity to expand on Bungie's original vision of Halo in a way that enhances the experience. Cutscenes.
Man, I can't wait until I can play the original Combat Evolved remake again. I'm gonna stream it probably.
And dialogue As I said, Halo CE, I feel like has...
They'll probably hit the dialogue unless they actually change it to be more modern.
One of the best stories in video game history. As someone who has more or less memorized the entire script of Combat Evolved and coincidentally remained...
It's probably not going to vibe the same, though. There's just something about the way old games were scripted and the way the dialogue worked, especially with the blocky characters.
A virgin for 31 consecutive years. I love the idea of adding more script to the story I love. There is a ton of cut CE content that could and they should be restored. Nervy Destroyer has made an entire series about it, and there are so many incredible encounters Halo Studios could draw inspiration from and or recreate. But this is a very delicate balance because recreating the magic of the original script and its cinematics is not something that can be done just by opening a thesaurus and changing some words around. Jen Taylor's performance as Cortana in the remake feels like she's being directed to be more uppity, sassy, with a tinge of overconfidence.
Interesting.
Here's another shot where it just like the needles from the needler, the way the textures are, looks AI generated.
I underestimated the Covenant's understanding of Halo's subsystems. Interesting. I underestimated the Covenant's understanding of Halo's subsystems.
Whereas in the original, you know, she was a strategic AI, a woman in charge who's calling the shots. And so I feel like there's a very specific vibe that she has with Combat Evolved.
There's no time. Get out of here, find keys, stop him. Before it's too late!
If you're not replacing Master Chief and Cortana, you better not replace Sergeant Johnson. Bring David Scully back in here, otherwise I will cry myself to sleep with my copy of Halo Combat.
Oh, they're definitely gonna fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it up.
Evolved in my needler. And they've also announced they're going to have 3 brand new prequel missions, a potentially massive
cool.
W. And one way to achieve that W,
oh man, I hope it's fucking good,
would be to involve Johnson in the plot a lot more. Johnson's presence in 2 and 3 specifically added irreplaceable charm.
Please, don't shake the light bulb.
I think even if the gameplay turns out to be unfaithful to Combat Evolved and worse than it, surely they can't make the story worse too.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
One thing I did also like is that
I know who the people are at the Halo Studios, at least the ones who are, you know, talked about in the Culture War stuff, and it ain't looking good, I'll tell you that.
Chief didn't talk at all during gameplay. This is a good sign that they understand the role that Master Chief played in the first game, which was...
He is a husk. He's a big green suit of armor that you move around.
I think the potential is huge with this.
We want to see his butt, though. Show us his butt. Take his helmet off, show us his butt.
CE remake. And why just leave it as a campaign remake? I mean, leaving out multiplayer would have been like leaving out Separate Ways or the Mercenaries arcade mode in RE4. Are you remaking half of it? Why not all? Can I have a full pizza? No?
Probably because the AI that they use is more likely to break if they got multiplayer going on.
Only half?
Also, the graphics optimization. Hey, I know this guy.
Halo 1. I'm playing Halo 1, you know?
Unless they announce multiplayer somewhere down the line, this will be a fat L to take. But here's an idea. If you're not going to do multiplayer, you could replace it with other things. There's a Halo 1 mod where you get to play as an elite zealot commander during the events of the game. Across Truth and Reconciliation, 2 Betrayals, you get to kill Marines, take part in all these big battles from the Covenant perspective. Oh shit, look, it's Johnson. Look, it's Johnson in this Halo mod. I'm just saying, people have been talking about the return of playable elites for a very long time. Campaign DLC, you didn't deliver that with Infinite? I'm just saying. Another thing I really loved were the cutscenes. Ignoring some of the performance issues, which hopefully can be ironed out.
Yeah, this shit literally could have just been DLC for Infinite. That, like, I don't get it, man.
Reminded me of the Halo 2 anniversary.
Like, nobody was asking for this.
Cutscenes, which to this day is the best Halo has ever looked, and that shit was made back in 2014. Anything that replicates that style, that look, that feel, I am 100% down for, so long as it retains the same vibe and atmosphere of Combat Evolved. I love how this looks, and I think they're on the right track, but they're not using the right music here. In fact, I think they overlaid 2 songs on top of each other. All right, so now we're moving on to the negatives. Part of the reason Halo's art style, music, and atmosphere is so legendary, iconic, memorable, how the series created its identity, is because we were given moments in the game to take all of that in. When I watch that gameplay reveal and I see the person playing it sprint through the levels, it almost signals to me like, hey, those people that worked on the music, those people that worked on the art assets, the level design, the atmosphere, the Foley art, none of that shit matters. None of that is worth slowing the game.
Yeah, this is just a cash grab, soulless husk, and they probably spent way too much money on it. Honestly, they're not done with it yet, and they're about to spend way more money on it, and I wonder what the marketing is going to be like. Probably going to not be able to get away from this game.
Down for the player to take in, which obviously there's a reason why some former Halo developers are not happy with the direction that the Combat Evolved the remake has gone in, because you're essentially sprinting through this part that you are meant to take in and absorb. You're meant to absorb the moment, but by sprinting through it, you're like saying, okay, this isn't interesting. The work
Yeah, what's going on here is they made a thing and they were like, well, let's use the modern trendy mechanics. And we don't actually play games, so we don't know what it's like to play games, but it plays. And that's what matters, right? We put all the things in it. All the nostalgia bombs.
Trying to build some kind of tone, emotion, or vibe in this part of the game.
Like, why didn't they use all of this and just make a different thing? And make a Halo Combat Evolved 2. Doesn't have to be Halo 2. It literally could have been Combat Evolved 2. Just extra stuff outside of the original Combat Evolved.
That doesn't matter. We want the players to get through that as fast as possible.
Why don't you, there you go, I was going to say, why don't you speed things up here a little bit?
Adding sprint to Halo Combat Evolved is the equivalent of fast forwarding through all of the tension and build-up scenes in a horror movie just to watch all the parts with the alien in it. Oh, why watch this guy look around for some stupid cat? Can I get to the part where the alien's on screen? Because that's the best part.
Why don't you speed things up here a little bit?
Everything before that and in between that doesn't matter.
Sprint is the square peg being shoved in the round hole. It's the piece of the puzzle that just doesn't fit because it's from a different fucking puzzle.
To quickly summarize, sprint does not need to be in this at all whatsoever.
We're back to complaining about the sprint again. I remember when this was a problem in Halo Reach, and a lot of people were out on Halo Reach because of modern mechanics and like chasing trends.
Literally, as I played it, I saw zero benefit to it. As I watched somebody else play it, I see zero benefit to it. I see only negatives. I think Halo Studios is only adding sprint because it's been 18 years since the last Halo game without sprint, and they don't know what else to do.
Some people just really don't want sprint in their Halo experience, so
well, you don't have to use it.
Those people saying, just have a no sprint playlist.
Good news is that'll also be something you can disable if you want to.
Literally impossible. The game is built around it. Removing it means nothing would work. And honestly, it's important for the game to play consistently across all game modes.
It feels like sprint is a mechanic that the series has had to consistently make sacrifices and concessions in order to include, just because the broader audience will think the game is too slow. Maybe the broader audience is stupid, but people that like Halo 1 have good taste.
In Halo, you never put your gun down. Maps were designed with movement and combat built into the same gameplay. Now in Halo, you have the shooty part and the running around part. You see, they didn't add sprint to Halo. They put sprint at the forefront of the entire experience and were forced to build a game around it, because it absolutely had to be in the game for some fucking reason.
We will make some of the spaces larger. We also want to make sure we're authentic to the encounters themselves, so it's a balancing act between that difficulty tuning and, you know, making those encounters the right size for the right space.
It's like
yeah, why? And that just changes the vibe if you make everything bigger. What are you talking about?
a car company came out with this new car. The car wasn't made for the road it was driving on. It was obstructive. It took up multiple lanes. It was way too big. Just flat out didn't work. Now imagine, rather than simply removing the car from the road system that it wasn't built for, they decided to change everything around it just so the new car could work.
I just feel like there are so many problems you are going to introduce to the remake, unnecessary problems, if you keep sprint. Making it a toggle is just a half-assed, lazy.
I think really low IQ gamers are gonna love this game, by the way. The first time they play it, and they'll play it through once, and then they'll never play it again. And they're gonna be glazing it, and there's gonna be a lot of people that are like, this game looks amazing, look how beautiful this shot is. And that's not what games are about. I see that constantly with every new game that comes out that uses Unreal Engine mostly. They're like, how can you hate on a game that looks this pretty? Because it's boring and it sucks. That's why I can hate on it.
Non-committal way to say, like, yeah, you can play this game with or without sprint, but we're not gonna really balance or build the game to accommodate either mechanic. So it's a lazy cop-out.
But main thing I wanted to just reiterate, since it's such a love topic across the community.
Yeah, all I see with this remake is red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Maybe a little green flag, red flag, red flag, red flag.
Is there is an option to disable it if you don't want it. If you don't want it in your game, you don't have to have it. So it's all about just having choice.
That's the problem right there. Again, you didn't just sit there and explain to me my sprint is good.
Bro, we don't need the choice. We don't. The choice don't need to be there. It just removes the immersion when you're trying to like build a game for everybody. Well, we've got all these mechanics that you can check. Nobody fucking does that. Get that shit out of here. We know what you're doing here. You're trying to get the broader audience. And that's not how you get a game with soul.
All you did was tell me about how just not quite as bad as it used to be. There was nothing in there that said this makes the game inherently better. All I heard was a million things that had to change and be implemented for the sake of one mechanic that didn't work. So rather than accept the fact that it didn't work in Halo, they changed Halo. Now Halo isn't Halo anymore.
That being said, some people might bring up that RE4 remake ditching the standard tank controls of the original in favor of being able to move and shoot. But the thing is, the enemies in RE4 had their movement buffed to accommodate that. Ironically, the enemies in the Halo CE remake have had their movement completely nerfed into the ground. And we will get to that later. But also think about the Flood. The Flood is scary because they are essentially a tsunami of an infection. They're scary because they sprint towards you.
But COVID happened, so they can't have it in the game anymore.
They're mindless drones attacking every living thing in sight. To be able to just turn around and sprint and outrun them, it defeats the entire purpose, the entire reason why the Flood are such a great enemy to fight in the first game. They don't follow the conventional strategies that the Covenant employ. They are simply Zerglings. They rush you. And so adding sprint could also fuck that up. It could
and it's gonna make them have to move faster. The enemies are gonna have to move faster. That just completely changes the entire vibe.
So many other things. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Another thing, the sound effects were pretty bad.
I wonder why they were so bad. I wonder if they were using AI to generate the sound effects. Like at this point, I don't put it past them to just AI generate fucking everything.
Guns did not sound all that great. All I need to do to illustrate this is compare the sound effects for the Magnum now and what they sounded like in the original. Boom, there you go. I don't need—
Dude, I just fucking love the vibe of the original one.
To elaborate on this point?
Like, when I went back to replay it, I had to, like, I had to turn off the filter after a while for the remake version. Because, like, I just love that old style video game vibe.
We can move on. Hit markers and bloom. Once again, these modern gaming mechanics seem to be creeping their way into an all-time classic from 2001. Halo established modern mechanics like the two-weapon system. It doesn't need to adopt these other modern mechanics that Call of Duty popularized. Stop trying to do this. This is a campaign remake. We don't need fucking hit markers. I feel like having hit markers is a lazy solution instead of programming visually interesting feedback and reactions from the aliens as you shoot them. When you shoot the elites, their shields don't glow, their bodies don't glow. It's very weird and jarring. I suppose it's not a big deal if you can disable hit markers, but I'd rather the Covenant flail around.
I don't want to have to disable hit markers. That's the thing.
Around, glow, and spurt blood when I shoot them, as opposed to just seeing lines on my screen. Okay, this is actually really funny that I noticed this, but the reticle in this part is highlighted over the invisible elites, which, if you don't know, kind of nullifies the whole point of active camo if the user interface reveals them to you anyways. The original Halo, your reticle only turned red once you shot them enough and they were revealed. You can literally see the person playing this forget that there's invisible elites in this room because he's sprinting through it, thinking this is a nothing burger worth skipping through.
Why don't you speed things up here a little bit?
And he only realizes there's enemies here because the reticle turns red. So this is a surprise and encounter that is quite literally ruined on screen in this gameplay reveal. And I'm kind of flabbergasted that like nobody thought to replay this section, or the CE remake.
Well, they're retarded and they don't actually like Halo. This is basically just a corporate job for them. And that's the problem, man. That's why I think it ain't gonna be good. And that's why I think that they AI generated probably at least half of everything that's in this game.
Also felt like a quarter or a half of an asset flip. This part is very weird. Like I said, I've never had sex before, so there's a lot of elements in the remake I immediately recognized were not from Halo CE and were pulled from later games. Effectively a way to modernize a masterpiece and a classic that doesn't need to be modernized. It needs to be remade.
Hold on.
To modernize a masterpiece and a classic that doesn't need to be modernized.
What is with that door? I gotta look at it again. I'm sorry.
A way to modernize a masterpiece and a
because it's like shimmering. It's like almost like it's AI generated.
Classic that doesn't need to be modernized. It needs to be remade. Sprinting with a Magnum gave me visions of Halo 5 because I always thought it looked kind of dorky to just do like this shit. Like, what is he, running a marathon? I don't know. I think it's way more badass for Chief to just be like, I don't put my gun down for nothing. I saw what I thought looked like Halo 4 or 5 grunts. Grunts are supposed to look like this in Combat Evolved, not like this. Please don't reuse these old models. I hope
they look like fucking turtles.
Placeholders, don't reuse this shit. That's not Combat Evolved. You're remaking Combat Evolved. The Forerunner art style also feels more like Halo 4, Halo 5, which I don't necessarily dislike in those games. It's just that this is the first Halo ring we went.
You notice how his hips swing?
Necessarily dislike
very
in those
swingy
games. It's just that this is the first Halo ring we went to, and it should look like it. It shouldn't look like Requiem. Installation 04 needs to appear as though these structures have been untouched by sentient life for thousands of years. There was a sort of liminal spaces vibe to a lot of the levels. It made you feel like you were really exploring a man-made alien world, something that tried to appear like it sprung from nature but was weird and synthetic. The Forerunner structures in the remake look too sharp, polished, and clean. A prime example is this hatch that the Pelican flies through.
Yeah, these aren't Halo fans working on this game. These are Microsoft employees working on this game and AI.
At the end of the mission on Silent,
I'm gonna keep saying it because I literally at the beginning of the video, they are using AI tools.
Cartographer, why is it, if it's a hatch, why is it designed with this big ass triangle? It just seems completely impractical. Again, I have never had sex before, but I do know my Halo Combat Evolved details like no other motherfucker out there. A lot of Forerunner structures in the remake, they look too...
You see that? Dude!
Evolved details like no other motherfucker out there. A lot of...
Watch how the texture on this changes. Watch how it changes.
Forerunner structures in the remake, they look too sharp, too polished, too clean. They haven't been ravaged by the essence of time. What you're exploring on Installation 04 are essentially, it's an abandoned imitation of a real world.
The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning.
Look, I guess the point is that a CE remake needs to look like Combat Evolved and not Halo 4 and 5. I just think that goes without saying. The Dead Space remake looked like Dead Space. It didn't look like Dead Space 3. It looked like Dead Space 1. Hit markers also look like they're from Halo 5. The Hunter melee attacks I also recognized from H5. The AI is broken in the remake as it currently stands. That needs to be fixed. That's like one of the biggest issues I witnessed. The elites just stand there waiting for you to shoot them, making gameplay incredibly awkward. Like, look at this. Why is this elite fist bumping? Is he trying to kill me, or is he at a Metallica concert? I don't know. Why is he doing that? Elites in Combat Evolved didn't do dumb shit like this. They were trying to kill you, you know? And they would do those, like, those big, whoa. They would do those ducks. They would fucking barrel roll to avoid grenades and vehicles. They don't do that in the remake as far as I've seen. The Gold Zealot looking like it's ripped from Halo Infinite. Again, not a big fan of that in CE. I hope these are all placeholders for the real models. The physics and chain explosions. Oh, one of the best parts of Combat Evolved.
Oh, here we go, the
how
physics.
Fucking goofy the physics
The effects.
and the chain reactions were. Jarvis, roll the clip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
No other
dude.
game
Fuck
has this.
yeah.
This is a massive strength that Combat Evolved had over all of the other Halo games released after it. You gotta hone in on the things that make Combat Evolved so special and awesome.
So good, man. You just go
You know,
flying.
these ridiculous chain reactions led to some pretty funny moments where you could launch yourself. I mean, it's the whole reason
Yeah.
why the Sputnik skull
pretty good.
exists. It's just fun to blast shit and watch it get launched 800 meters into the air. We need that. Now, vehicles. The Warthog felt too smooth. In CE, the Warthog had a very specific weight to its controls. You would kind of have to plan. You would have to drift properly if you wanted to run over elites and grunts because they could dive out of the way. So
oh yeah,
when you,
and it was like a weapon. It was a craft. It was a dance that you danced with these enemies.
did line it up, it was satisfying as fuck to splatter elites
Oh,
and
yeah.
enemies with it. Like the physics and explosions feeling very generic, the way the Warthog handled in the CE remake I felt was too easy. Not enough grit, not enough weight. I'm also realizing a lot of stuff I love about CE now that it's been removed from the remake, at least for now. Again, a lot of these details are nitpicks, but 1,000 blocks stacked on top of each other builds a tower. It's in the little
Yeah.
details where Bungie showed just how dedicated they were to their vision, how well they understood it. And if I understand why these elements make Halo CE feel so great to play, then Halo Studios needs to understand that as well. The Warthog sections were ridiculously easy.
I think the people that would understand this the most, they would never hire.
There was basically no challenge to them. Marines were way too accurate and lethal. And the biggest part, elites did not seem to dodge or jump out of the way from grenades or the Warthog. In CE, I think elites were designed with the perfect amount of agility and bulk. They could get out of dodge really quick, but they could also stand their ground, and they could take cover, and they could hide. All of these things that made elites fun and interesting to fight, I really did not feel like were in the remake. It kind of just felt like they were just a chess piece locked in place, firing 3 bullets at you.
And it's got that Unreal fog. You know what I'm talking about? And like how all of the colors in an area are the same until you get to a different area with different colors, and it's just hard line, new vibe, new colors. It's fucking ridiculous.
Felt like they weren't programmed to avoid or react to the player's actions. I mean, look at this. Look at this. The Covenant have no ability to avoid the Warthog. Like I was saying with RE4 remake, they buffed the movement of the Ganados. They nerfed the movement of the Covenant here. And it with sprint and how well the Warthog handles, it totally fucks the gameplay. I mean, check out this doofus. The guy playing this just ran into him, and he's not even looking at Chief. I don't know what the hell happened here, but you know, I'm seeing this vehicle jank, and once again, it reminds me of the vehicle jank in Halo 5. And right here, you can see how these problems are compounded. When the Warthog has such fast acceleration,
and when you got this many problems that are syncing through the pre-release build, work in progress, by the way, people saying like, this looks amazing, I can't wait to play this, and I'm just like, bro, it's fake. Read the bottom of the fucking screen.
Such precise turning and handling, and the enemies are not programmed to react in time to dodge it, how utterly easy it becomes. especially with the super accurate Marines. So in some of these encounters with the Warthog, all Halo Studios has managed to do is completely trivialize the challenge in these sections, ignoring the reasons why they were designed the way they were. And I know it sounds like I'm shitting on it a lot, but trust me, folks, I do want this Combat Evolved remake to succeed.
Exactly. Dude, if this is a perfect remake like Resident Evil 4 was, I'll buy this game. But oh man, because I am a super huge Halo fan. I love most of Halo. But like, oh dude. No, it don't seem good.
Talking about level design, again, I could do a whole video talking about level design in CE, but things like removing trees that block the path into the island so you couldn't bring the Warthog in there, that was intentional by the developers. You were not meant to bring the Warthog through there. Removing these trees and allowing the Warthog to be driven up ignores the intended gameplay experience the original team had.
You can bring, okay,
when developing and creating this section. Yes, again, it's a small detail, but ignoring this stuff consistently signals in my mind that maybe there's some people in charge of this remake that don't understand why the game was made a certain way, why parts of the level design exist as they do, why enemies had the ability to dodge vehicles and grenades. And if you don't understand what it is you're remaking, should you be remaking it? These are questions that Halo Studios is going to have to answer. These are the tough questions.
I don't even care if they misunderstand if it's better. But good luck with making a better game than the original Halo game.
I have to answer. I mean, the blueprint to a successful Halo game has actually been laid out by the developers across multiple Vidocs, videos, and interviews.
We don't even need a remake. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. Oh man, I don't, like, the original remake is perfect. They just leave it there. It wasn't perfect when it came out, but they fixed it. And like, bro, oh man, they could have done this just for Halo 3. Why didn't they just make, well, because they can't fuck up Halo 3, because Halo 3 was their biggest Halo experience. Their most famous. Everybody played that one.
Views. Shit, there's some on my channel. You can watch those to understand what these guys were thinking when they made one of the greatest video games of all time. And my advice is listen to the experts. Listen to the guys who made the shit you're remaking. If you don't, if you just completely ignore their feedback and their input, then you don't even know what you're remaking, and that poses a very, very huge problem. Don't try to fix what was never broken and expand on what was great.
No, we gotta bring it into the modern age, even though Halo 1 is still a fucking amazing game, even for like an old game in the modern age. Like, this was just kind of like, why? Why?
Replicate the success of the Dead Space and RE4 remake. By changing these aspects of the game, you are altering someone else's vision. And it's no wonder why some of the former Halo developers like Jamie Greismer have had so much to say on Twitter regarding this remake. A lot of things he says I agree with. It makes me appreciate the CE level design even more than I previously had, because there's a level of intentionality behind the design choices that I, as a gamer and a player, never thought about. But that is, at its core, what made Halo so special. And if there's one video I could point you to illustrate this better than any other, it's this Halo CE campaign commentary with Joe Staten, Jason Jones, and Marty O'Donnell. And in it, they are so critical of each other's work, and that elevated their standards.
Little AI walk, and cue the custom animation.
Why is there a stone here? He's got a big backpack.
Why is there a stone there?
Well, there's not a stone there anymore.
They wanted to impress each other. That was the culture of Bungie.
Oh, I have seen that. I was like, have I seen that? Yeah, I think I reacted to that whole video.
That was the culture of Halo.
I think Ackman brought it up before, and I was like, I'm gonna watch that.
Working on that game, wanted to make something better than what their coworker was working on. And that's the truth of it. That's what made Halo great. It was the people. If you don't understand the intention the people had, you won't.
Or maybe I watched somebody who was making a video about it. I don't know. That's actually more likely the case.
Don't understand why it was great. Another issue I can't believe has been reintroduced into the series is ammo limitations.
Yeah, they can't even get this one right. Every single time people complain about this. Like, why don't they just listen? It makes me think, another one. It's another block for that tower that Ackman was talking about. That, like, they just don't care. This is just completely shit out so they can make a quick buck. probably to use it on the funds for that whatever's game is a sequel to Halo Infinite. That, oh man, that's gonna be a fucking disaster too, because all they know how to do is chase trends and like cut corners and make a shitty product and lie and manipulate, misconstrue. Oh, bro. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Pistol in the
Let's see
original,
it.
it took 5 shots to drain 1% of the weapon's battery. Now it takes 2 shots to drain 1% of the battery. Why? What have you done other than made this weapon less fun to use because it runs out of ammo faster? You have only made the game less fun with this decision. Please don't do this. If you look at this clip, it takes 10% of the plasma rifle battery for the player to kill 2 grunts.
I bet the decision on this was made by whoever was in charge of it. What they were shooting it, and they were like, I think, nah, I don't like that. So I want you to have this weapon longer. And then that decision was just made on the spot, and they did it. Because, like, dude, that's what a lot of this feels like. Oh, this would be cool if I did this. And not thinking about what actually the reasoning behind it, the way it was designed. And it's just a bunch of people doing that. Probably because you got contractors that are just doing their job. And that's all they're doing is their job. They ain't good enough.
On normal difficulty.
You can't make art by just doing your job.
Please don't do this.
Would it help if I said please?
Why don't? Don't ruin the game by making the weapons like Halo 4 where you're just constantly fucking throwing them away because they only pack like 3 bullets in them. The CE plasma pistol also did not drain energy when you charge the shot. Why add this? It makes the weapon more annoying to use. And holy shit, look at how fast that battery drains. Please stop. Stop ruining the weapons. The Magnum is supposed to have 132 rounds, not 96. Why? Huh? The assault rifle has 32 rounds. These are just really weird mistakes to be making. I do not understand. I cannot understand the logic that's behind nerfing the ability to have fun shooting aliens in a game that revolutionized first-person shooting. Why do you want to make shooting aliens less fun by having the player run out of ammo more frequently? I've never understood that. In fact, this is such a major reason why I don't replay Halo 4 that much and why the game is simply not that fun, is because your weapons run out of ammo after you kill 2 guys with them.
Dude, I remember getting stuck at a part in Halo 4 where you're fighting the Guardians or whatever they're called. What are they called? The dudes that's not the Covenant. Well, anyway, I got stuck fighting them, and I literally ran out of ammo. And I had no way to fight them. I just had to die. Over and over again. Actually, it happened multiple times in a row.
Fucking sucks. And to see this problem reintroduced from 13 years ago is kind of baffling to me, I'll be honest. There's also no health packs, once again ignoring the intentional design behind the difficulty. Personally, CE has the perfect legendary difficulty in my opinion, large in part due to the extra buffer you get with that permanent health. You have a recharging shield and health that can only be refilled if you find a health pack. So it gave you this extra buffer that you could be more reckless, you could survive more shots, you could take more damage, and it made the gameplay much better because of it. This video has gone on long enough. I had a whole section talking about Halo coming to PlayStation and what that means, but
I don't even give a shit. I don't even give a shit about the PlayStation. Like, sure, put it on PlayStation. That's just an Xbox problem at that point. That's not really a Halo problem. Tell me what you think down there in the comments, because I don't know about it, man. I think it's gonna be poo-poo. I think it's gonna be stinky. I think it's gonna be garbage. And if Halo 1 didn't exist, might have been a pretty good game. But Halo 1, unfortunately for them, exists. So, good luck.
Donate to the PayPal.